Hoping that this is working. Hello everyone. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And like I said, hoping it's working. Chris is saying that it is. Because of course, the minute I went to actually go live a few minutes ago, my camera froze. Life is great. Life is great. But anyway. If it's not one thing, it's another. So yeah. Should be good though. Should be good. Everything should hopefully work. Let me get some stuff out of the way. We got so many things going on today. Life is crazy. So yeah. Hello to everyone. Everything seems to be working. You know, I remembered to turn on my Christmas lights, all the fun little things. And yeah, we're still testing out the whole ad thing. A lot of you already know the drill, but I did get some backlash and complaints on replay. I have little to no control when it comes to ads and specifically live streams now. YouTube changed everything and it is a process and we're figuring it out. I have it set so that ads will play during my lives, but I space them out to half an hour. On replay, I do not know exactly what happens. We're just going to see. I couldn't choose not to play ads. This does literally help pay the bills. So we'll see. We'll see. We're still figuring it out. And I still have my fingers crossed that YouTube's going to reverse some of the decision and give us some of our control back. Because it's not fun. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But anyway, hello to all my peoples. Two housekeeping things specifically for the live. One, those watching live, the Google form is in the description box below the video. You guys, and this one's open to everyone, is the cards I make today. We'll choose names during the live from that form, and I'll mail the cards out to the winners. Haven't mailed out last week's. I'll do that this week with the cards I make today. I've been good mailing stuff out, but just last week was chaos. So we're going to do that. The other, that's funny. Why don't you control the earth? I wish no, I'm actually glad I don't control the earth. I don't need to be everyone's supreme leader. I don't want that kind of power. Yeah. It would be bad. I would like to think that I would be a very wonderful, wholesome benefactor, leader, something, but give me too much power and it would be chaos. So I'm glad I'm not in charge of that kind of stuff. I can't even deal with my own life. So anyway. Yeah, no, wouldn't be good. Anyway. So the other thing, again, this only applies to those watching live. For those on replay, just stay tuned. I'll figure out something. You know, I have plans for all sorts of giveaways for all sorts of things, but specifically for this live, one of my crafty besties purchased a extra Trinity stamps card making sketchbook, and she's going to give it away to one of the people in the live. I have a form for that giveaway. It's below the card maker form. This giveaway specifically for this sketchbook is only open to US and Canadian residents because the shipping is a lot and I didn't want her to pay through the nose for international shipping. Again, like this thing weighs with the box because it comes in its own box. I did a review of this when it came out during one of the Trinity stamps releases, like it was like 3 months ago, something. I did a review of it, went through it, but yeah, it comes in its own box. It's hefty. People were asking me this, so I wrote down the specs. You get 60 A2 pages, and I'm going to show my card sketch for today. 40 A7, 40 mini slimline, 40 slimline, and 60 dot grid pages. And yeah, I'm liking this thing. I have been using it, and again, my lights kind of blow it out, but yeah, you get the sketch, you know, to draw your little sketches, list your products, everything. I'll show like exactly what I did. And then they're also, and I haven't used it yet, but I need to start using it, because I've shown you guys my sketches and you'll see them. But you also get a stencil. So you can use that to, you know, trace out sentiment banners and basic shapes and things to plan your cards. And like I'll show, this is what we're going to do today, and I'll go more in depth obviously when we get into it, but that's just what I do. So I do a rough little sketch. It's never to scale because I just can't be bothered. And then my ideas, yada, 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 colors, that sort of thing. And it's a hefty thing. So my bestie's going to give it away to one of you guys. It's a wonderful, wonderful gift. And I forgot to link to it. Although it's sold out at Simon Says Stamp right now anyway. I did forget to put a link to it. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. If it's not one thing, it's another. So yeah, anyway. Hello to everybody. So that's the housekeeping portions for today's live. And then we're just going to see where this all goes, honestly. Because if it's not one thing, it's another, you know. It's chaos. Welcome to the chaos. Cuz yeah. Okay. So yeah, and you need to be in the live because when he chooses, it'll be at the end. We'll choose the card winners. Those are just open to whoever fills out the form, but the sketchbook, you need to be in the live to claim it. So you'll be in the chat, we'll draw a name, and once you claim it, I will be giving, that's the only time, this is the only exception to my rule of, like with the card winners and stuff, I do not share anyone's personal info. Name, address, any of that. I don't share that with anyone. I don't sell it, share it, keep it, nothing. I mail out my cards, I delete the forms, you know. That's important. So the only exception is with this book giveaway, the winner. I will be obviously sharing that person's mailing address with my friend so that she can actually send it out. So that's the only exception. And yeah, hello to everyone. We've got like Ohio, and I'm not even sure where everyone is from. How do you use perfect pearls if you do? I've shown that in a ton of videos. I generally mix perfect pearls with water and use it as splatter. You can also paint with them. Perfect pearls have a binder in them. So once you add water, it activates the binder, so they don't need a sealant or anything like that. But you can also like stamp water or like Versamark, like clear embossing inks, and apply perfect pearls over that. I've got a whole bunch of videos using them over the years. Okay. And we got some of you from the UK, and yeah. Hello to all the peoples. We got California and Washington and just everywhere. So let me move this over. I'm gonna switch the camera over. There we go. There's my wonderful, fabulous sketch. I still feel like my lighting is off for the actual downward facing camera. It's another thing to add to the list to figure out, but let me make me smaller. Okay. So yeah, this is my very in-depth fancy sketch. It's literally how it is really with all of them. It's just random stuff. I did this video not too long ago. That was the one that I did with the pretty pink posh wafer die. I had like, you know, I don't put too much effort into the actual sketch, but this is my plan. And as of right now, I do have links to everything I plan on using in the description box below as well. It's all listed and linked. Chris, aka the unpaid intern, will also be putting them in the chat as we get to it. But yeah, I pulled out this Trinity Stamps Vintage Ornaments stencil set. I have been wanting to use this for a while. So I have a stencil set. There's a coordinating die set for it. This background, sentiments. I have ideas. So we're just gonna see. Just gonna see. Asked if you have to be on the live till the end for the card giveaway. The card giveaway, not necessarily. I'm not going to be super picky about people. We've never had them need to claim the cards. Because it's like, I've got your address. I'll just fill out the card and mail it, you know? But with the bigger giveaways, specifically the sketchbook, you need to be in the live to be able to claim it, because I think it's only fair. It's a hefty giveaway. But yeah, so other than that, I think Okay, I think we are good to go and start making all the things. And of course, again, my... Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it. I'm glad. I am glad you guys enjoy my videos. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying the lives. They're pure chaos more often than not.
Sure.
I like the things you choose to chime in on.
Yeah.
It's like, would I make a good Supreme Leader? No. Is my life chaos? Yes.
We both know that answer applies to both of us.
Oh, yes. We are very self-aware. And if we're not self-aware, each of us reminds each other how self-aware we should be. And that, you know, neither of us deserve unlimited amounts of power. I think that's a good thing. You know? Actually, I'm not going to put my washi tape away. Okay. I got my little trackpad out because my camera and equipment wants to be ridiculous. But, okay. Okay. I think we're good. I'm just trying to keep up with the software and the tech and the comments and all the things. And yes, hello to everyone. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Mari. And I have some colors picked out. I did link to the colors I plan on using. I think we're going to do 2 cards again today, which means I need to start like making them so that we're not here all day, you know, not all day. Your lives reflect my life. That might not be a good thing. But yeah, welcome to the chaos. And I just wonder, do I want to, I think I'm just going to use this face up. Trinity's background stamps are clear. Just clear background stamps. A few brands do background stamps that are just clear photopolymer instead of like the red rubber and cling. I like both. It doesn't really, a stamp is a stamp for the most part. There are differences, but I'm not going to get into like specific technicalities. For what I'm going to use it for is great, you know? This is the retro snowflake wrap. So at least this, you can see like the pattern. It's going to be subtle because I'm going to do it on a white background and keep it, that comment just distracted me. I still remind my hubby that at 43 years, he's not in charge. He tries. Yep, I feel that. Okay. I'm gonna use this background stamp. I'm gonna pull up my sleeves, plug in my heat tool. You know, let's get things set up properly. Did you see that?
See what?
Watch the screen. See if it does it on there.
Yeah.
It did it. Okay. I wonder if it will do that when we set up the doohickey.
It shouldn't, but we should have done that. But
We got more, again, this is just software and tech stuff, but the fact that the camera flickered when I just plugged in my heat, that's a little concerning. But we have equipment and more things to deal with to make it, you know, more professional, less chaotic. Good luck with that. We'll get to it. But we're still live. Everything's still working. So I'm literally like starting to panic now. It's like, is everything going to shut off and the lights go when I start embossing? It's been fine in the past, but I've noticed that before and that freaks me out. Tech is wonderful. I lost my embossing tool. There it is. Stop it. Stop. I'm a professional. I'm like scared to do things now. It's like, oh my god, if I touch this, is it gonna break? Because that's part of the chaos too. It's usually what happens. I got cords everywhere.
everything works out.
I think so. I think we'll be good. I think we'll be okay. Hello to Finland. What is the postage for a card from Canada to the US? From Canada to the US, it starts at $1.30. Yeah. It's not super and yeah, the card giveaway is open internationally. Like I will thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. With the card giveaway, it's open to everyone. Like I'll mail them out to anyone. I'm fine with that. It's fine. Cards aren't super expensive to mail out. It's everything more than a card that it starts getting a little bit up there. Okay. when the lights went out in Saskatchewan, a new musical. Just about. Just about. You are a professional creator, not tech person. Yeah, but I've got a professional tech person who's the unpaid intern. And even then, it's...
Sometimes she doesn't let me touch her stuff.
Yeah, I don't let him touch things. Like, literally. It's... Everything is very... It's like... And besides the fact, if you guys could actually see behind my... Like, I have just a literal bank of cords and plugins and zip ties. And I know where everything is. You know, I know what's hooked into what. And even then, it's just obviously, it's very sensitive. But yeah, we do have some other things that I got to hopefully improve the whole video taking live streaming process. We'll see. We'll see. It's a lot. Everything is just, you adjust one thing and it's like dominoes. And then there's 5 million other things that break and I'm just scared to do it. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Aw, thank you, Kat. I appreciate it. Postage. Wait, go back. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate it. Postage and splatter supplies. The plan is to do splatter today. That is the plan. Yeah. And I actually do need to get more of my Gonzai Tombi Starry colors. So, thank you. That actually works out perfect. Okay. And 9 months later, a baby boom of Prairie. No, they ain't happening here. We have enough children. Thank you. We are not having any more. Okay. I need to get into card making mode, not just yapping at everyone mode and being chaotic. So I have white cardstock. I have anti-static powder. We'll apply anti-static powder. I'm just going to do these like as is. I'm not going to use my Misty, anything like that. When you want your background stamped, you know, to perfection, etc., or you're, you know, covering the whole piece, blah, blah, blah. Yes, use your Misty, but for this, it doesn't need to be perfect because you'll see when I do it, it's going to be subtle because I want the ornaments to be like the main focus and the background not to be crazy. But anti-static powder first. Just get that all over. Try not to lose that. Clear embossing ink. And then just flip it over.
Another one.
Oh, just give me a sec. I'm literally shaking because now I'm scared to turn on my heat tool. Like, what if I break everything? Scared. Okay. Oh, thank you, Susan. Oh, I forgot where I put my trackpad. Thank you, Susan. I really appreciate it. Okay. So just pressing this in with my fingers. When I use things like color inks, you know, more messy for backgrounds, I'll put like scrap paper. I've shown that in videos and just like rub it. Because more so I'm not getting, I don't mind getting ink on my fingers, obviously. I've shown that a million times. But it's like to prevent me from getting fingerprints on the card front. But with this, I don't care. Because it's just clear, it's fine. I think I got a decent impression. And then for the embossing powder, I'm using Hero Art's White Satin Pearl embossing powder because it's pretty. It'll give it a little bit of, you know, pearly shimmer, no sparkle, but it'll still be subtle. Yeah, you can see it on camera. It'll be subtle, and that's what I was going for. So because I only have like the one container of this, it's not in my big embossing powder container. Although this is one of the ones that I probably should get multiples of and put into a dedicated container because every time I use it, I'm reminded of how pretty it is. It is... Oh yeah, we're good. It's very pretty. So I'm just going to set that there because we're going to do 2 backgrounds. Okay. Okay. And then we'll do a second one. So let's ink it up again with clear embossing ink, flip it over, sort of get it straight. Again, I'm not too worried. And then I just press it in with my fingers, just like so. And then peel it up. And then that guy can get set aside. Sprinkle on the embossing powder. And yeah, you can actually see the embossing powder. Sometimes, especially on white cardstock, it's like the most boring step, but if it shows up, fabulous. And again, top off the excess. And we're good. Okay, so before I heat this, let's funnel all this back into the container so that I don't knock it over. Because you know that's inevitable. Put the lid on. Now to heat. Okay. Camera's still working. We're still live. Everything is good. Hopefully. Hopefully. There we go. Okay. See? It's pretty. You want a link to the background stamp in the chat? Yeah. I think it's the very first link. Yeah. See? Okay. It is. So that's one background. You can kind of see that like pearly. Yeah, see it's got like that pearly shine to it versus like if it was just clear it'd be pretty. If it was just white it'd be pretty, but white satin pearl just gives it that. It's almost like a mother of pearl finish. You know, isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Oh, Denise. Well, I'm glad you're back into it. Crafting is good therapy. It really is. Yeah. Flip it around. What's that? Okay. It's shimmery and pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I love it. So, the backgrounds are done. Just simple, you know? They're there, the pattern's nice, but it's not going to be crazy busy. That was the intent. Because we're going to have ornaments and probably some metallic accents. That is the plan. And yeah. Hello to all the people tuning in. And yes, while this is like a snowflake, I would use a background stamp like this all year because it doesn't really say like winter, Christmas, etc. Like it's just a pretty pattern, you know? So I like it. It's pretty. It's pretty. Okay, I need to grab cardstock. How do I want to do these ornaments? I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I think I might as well just cut my cardstock to like 6x6. Roughly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to cut cards because whatever. Whatever's left over I save for other cards anyway. So let's just cut the cardstock to the size of that main stencil. So, just gonna choppy throw this back in here. And then we'll do a second one because as per usual, I'm hoping I can do 2 cards in one sitting because I don't know why I do this to myself, honestly. My lives wouldn't be nearly as long if I just did the standard 1 card, but whatever. Whatever. And then grip mat. I might zoom out a little bit. Give me a sec. Yeah, let's zoom out a tiny bit. There, that's better. That's better. And then my Waffle Flower grip mat, which I took the other day. I took my grid, because the grids come separately with the grip mats, so you can choose whether or not you want to even use them. A lot of people don't use them at all. They just keep because it's just solid photopolymer. I like having the grids on it, but with this one, I took it off and then cut it down so it's actually slightly smaller than the grip mat. So just the border is exposed so that I can kind of press it down so it's not going to slide around all the time, you know, but I didn't want to take the whole thing off because then I would always have to like peel it up and that would annoy me. So that's the only thing I did different. And yeah, it's stained. The grip mats are going to stain. They're photopolymer. That is how this works. And then, yeah. So the ornament stencils have many different patterns. We'll get to it. This is actually the very first time I'm using this, so this could be interesting. And because I cut the cardstock to 6x6, like, you know what? If I just take a little bit off the top, we'll be fine. Let's just make my life a little easier. So let's just do like that. That'll be fine. Yeah, that'll work. So I just take a smidge off the top of the cardstock. Set that over there. Stick the cardstock. And then the stencil, I can just go like this. Yeah. So do that. There. There. Everything's working. And then I need blending brushes. Possibly smaller ones. And then my colors. For the first combo, let's do the peachy colors. Why not? I'm going to use Concord 9 Thanks for the colors today. Just cause why not? So I need, actually I'm going to use, yeah, no, I'll use this one. We'll use this one. Thanks, Mari. Yeah, see, like the comments on here. Oh, can you look up the sketchbook so we can post a link? I knew I was forgetting something.
Yeah.
Search it in Simon and get it. Oh, do you? I didn't have it in the actual.
I added it to the link down.
Oh, you did. Well, that's good. Okay, yeah, Chris will post a link to it and I'll edit later, and yeah, you guys can go on the wait list for it because yeah, it sells out when they get it in stock because it is awesome. Like, I like it. I'm just wiping off some of the. I don't wash my brushes ever. I don't have time for that. I'm pretty sure I used some dark oranges with this the last time I used it, so I just wipe it off on a cloth and we're good to go. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. I still want some scrap paper. Where'd all my scrap paper go? So that I can make sure that the ink is the color I want, because this Nectar ink is light. Okay. Okay. And then, yeah, so Nectar ink. Yes. So we'll just start with light. We're just gonna go. I'm gonna ignore the little topper on the stencil because I don't care about that. Because I'm using the coordinating die set, and the coordinating dies, because I'm gonna stencil these and die cut them. And the coordinating die set has its own little topper, and I'm gonna die cut that from like metallic cardstock. So there's no point. We're just gonna pretend he's not there because it doesn't matter. But let's just start and see where this goes. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's an adventure. So yeah, this first shade is Nectar. So we'll just blend it on. Just like so. Do you know the difference between the Simon positively saturated inks and the premium dye inks? The premium dye inks were Simon's original inks. They have discontinued them, sadly. I'm kind of sad. Although, honestly, I only use like certain ones of those inks. I'm sad they're discontinuing them because there's a huge difference in the formula. The positively saturated inks are very similar to the Concord inks. I've talked about this in many videos. The positively saturated inks are water reactive, smooth out as they dry, blendable, all the things. This applies to the Concord ones. Because of course they're not going to tell me the exact formulas, between brands. But they're similar. But the Simon premium dye inks, their original ink line, were not water reactive. But they had so many gorgeous colors, and I liked that they weren't water reactive because I could stamp them as my base and then layer on top, layer stencil, stamp, splatter, whatever the heck I wanted to do. It didn't matter. And they won't move. So it was nice for that. I liked them for that. And yeah, but yeah, brands can only carry so many products. And Simon has been, and the big one too, is Simon's has been releasing more positively saturated inks, because I've said that many times that was my only, not necessarily peeve, but I really, they needed more muted colors. And they obviously heard it in the stratosphere. I'm not taking credit for it, because I know a lot of people were saying it. But they've released 12 more colors in the last 2 months. And I've been using them. I've been showing them. They just released on the 1st they released 6 more colors, and it was muted reds and muted purples. And I have a video coming using the reds and the newer greens. Probably will come tomorrow. We'll see how life goes. Everything's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, that's the difference. Totally different formula. And yeah, I did get them. I will have a video coming using them soon. I did already, actually I can show the swatches. I already swatched them. I didn't film the swatching you guys. The last week has been chaos. Those are the new positively saturated colors. So Petunia, Pansy, Aster, Punch, Sangria, and Cabernet. So yeah, muted reds. Not quite burgundy, but they're pretty. And the purples, they're dusty purples. Because the other purples were crazy bright. And I still need to swatch my Concord 9 inks to compare. I get lots of questions about that. It's on the list. I cut the squares to do the swatches. I just haven't had the time. We'll get to it someday. I'm slowly making tiny baby steps in progress to getting things organized and swatched. Okay. The grip mats, yes. Can you link to the grip mat in the chat, please? Okay. As the original inks are being discontinued, does that mean you'll have to stop using them in your videos as you won't be able to link to them? Yes. For me as a content creator, yeah, I won't be using them in videos, which I'm sad. Those inks, though, they last forever. If anyone's got them, keep using them. I've had mine for years. They've never sold re-inkers for them. They've never needed to because they last forever. But yeah, for me as a content creator, when products get discontinued, it's just, the hassle it creates for me if I'm like, look at this amazing thing that you can no longer get. You know, I literally get hate mail over that kind of stuff. So I just stop using them. And it makes me sad with some things because I really do love them, you know? Okay, so those are for the round. Oh, there are etch lines. I'll make sure I get this like in the right direction. Yeah, this is the right direction. There's etch. Yeah, you can see them. Okay, so there's etch lines on the stencil with all the details. So we know, you know, what shape. It's sort of obvious, you know, this one, kind of obvious where they go. But I like that. I like when brands include those details. So this is where this one's, we're going to move it around multiple times to get all the detail. That's fine. I think I'm going to use a combo of brushes. Yeah, because I'm going to be switching between inks. Yeah, going to use that. Possibly these dudes. I've got them linked already because I thought I might be using them. These are the, not honeybee, Waffle Flower shader brushes. These are the newer ones. Yeah, Waffle Flower already did videos and explanations. Again, I'm a professional. I'm so professional. When I did the last blog hop with them, when they released the last two sizes, the narrow ones, I was just like, talking out my ass, honestly. And then it was funny because I went back through the package they had sent me and they had a whole printout explaining all the things, and I was like, great job, but again, Waffle Flower has all the info. The brushes are great. I love them. Anyway, follow me for more ridiculousness. Where's my post-it tape? There it is. Okay. For all the coolest tips and tricks and ridiculous things and rants and raves. Like, again, I'm not joking when I say welcome to the chaos. Okay, even though I'm using smaller brushes, I'd rather, and yeah, just because I don't want to get ink onto like the actual ornaments. Outside of them, it's kind of fine because we're going to die cut all this, but let's just, yeah. Okay. I know what I'm doing. The unpaid intern must be fueled up on peanut M&Ms.
I don't have any right now. I did have some before I came in.
Oh, he had some earlier. He'll probably sneak out and get a snack in a bit anyway. That's usually what he does. It's all, yes. Yeah, to make sure the house isn't on, you know, fire. Okay. Little brush. Grapefruit ink. Just like so. Honestly, the biggest difference between, because these are called the Shader 1 Plus. The originals are the just Shader 1. And then they released these versions. The biggest difference, and that's what I didn't point out in the video when I was talking about them, is these are more dense. They're softer, more dense, and they're meant to apply more ink faster. So it just kind of depends. So I had said even before I realized that, because I'm an idiot. I'm keeping the older, like the original ones, because it's just going to depend on what I'm doing, you know. But they're great. I like these brushes because you just do, and quick and easy, and they're soft. And especially if I really wanted to get finicky and do like individual colors, you totally could, like quick and simple, you know. So yeah, just like so. And then when you peel it off, that's when you'll see the magic. I love it. Okay. Did you ever have the ones with dark chocolate, Chris? We don't go much for the because like M&M's especially do 5 bajillion flavors. One, up here in Canada, we get like a fraction. Yeah. Holidays, they come out with like the peppermint or mint M&M's and the candy cane ones or something. I forget.
They're just like,
we only get like a couple flavors. That's it. Whereas I know in the States, good Lord, it's like 57 bajillion different types and flavors, and the only one that ever interests me is they do a coffee flavored one.
well, that'd be something.
I know, that's the only one that I'm like, oh, I would like those M&Ms. Yeah, we don't get that stuff up here. It's same with like, and we've talked about this, same with like pop. We call it pop, some places call it soda. You guys get, and cereal. Christy can attest to this. She's in the chat. She was with me when I got to go to Target in the States, and I just stood in the cereal aisle and I was like, y'all are insane. You've got like 27 different flavors of Cheerios. Why? It was so weird.
Do they have several different flavors of plain?
No, they literally had, like, I'm not even kidding. They had, and I'm not exaggerating, they had at least 8 or 10 different kinds of Cheerios. Like, we get like 4, roughly. Because we have regular, multigrain, apple cinnamon, and honey nut. And then maybe, and plain, so 5. Yeah. But they had like at least 10. There was like chocolate banana and weird
I've
stuff.
seen those ones that are like Oreo flavors.
Yes. Like, no thank you. I'm not into that stuff. Anyway. Always gets onto food, you guys.
Always.
And yeah, the coffee M&Ms, I bet they're great. They're probably amazing. Like, we can get sometimes, there's some places that like import stuff from the US, like specifically like snacks and things. We just avoid going to those stores because it's expensive and
they seem tourist trappy.
They do feel tourist trappy. Like a case of pop is like $20. Yeah. The only one I want is that is it Dr. Pepper Cream Soda Zero or something like that? I think it's by Dr. Pepper.
That sounds good.
Yes, but it's the sugar-free one. We can't get that in Canada, so people import it, and it's such a ridiculous price that I'm like, hey, I'm not that desperate. I'm not that desperate. Anyway.
You gotta take a U-Haul across the border.
That's what they do. That's what those people do.
That's so insane.
They take a U-Haul, they go to Costco and to like Walmart, they pay retail, they bring it all the way back, drive it all the way back, so they have to account for the retail cost, the cost to drive, so the price
Isn't there only so much you can bring across the border each time?
They've got a special license. Because, yes, we're limited to how much you can bring across the border depending on how far you are, but they get a special license to actually fill a U-Haul. It's weird. It's crazy, but they make money. People buy it. Like, I don't get it. Like, maybe every once in a while for, like, a special gift or a special treat, but, yeah, I'm cheap when it comes to that stuff. I only like buying that kind of stuff on sale. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to where we're doing a Dr. Pepper float. Ooh, it would be.
We get the A&W root beer ones.
Yeah, A&W root beer. Yeah.
That's like the ultimate.
With like good quality vanilla, like the good vanilla ice cream, the real stuff.
That has little bits of like the real vanilla.
Yes. Darn it. You know what we're going to be doing this evening? Okay, so there's one. Isn't that pretty? And if I can do this while I'm being distracted by M&Ms and talks of going across the border for snacks, anybody can do this kind of stuff. So let's get back to what I was doing. Okay, so that was that one. And then we've got, I'm just trying to remember. Okay. Yeah. Just trying to remember like what the heck I'm doing here. Yeah, it's distracting me with the talk of snacks, man. So then we got this one. You just line her up, and I don't need to tape it. I was being a little bit ridiculous. So where's my cloth? One of my favorite, I like those kinds of random facts. I love them. One of my favorite random facts is that Dr. Pepper has been around longer than recorded music. When it was invented, the only way to hear music was to hear someone playing it. Yeah, truth. Yeah, I like stuff like that.
Do they have cocaine in it too?
Just Dr. Pepper cocaine. I don't think so, but you never know. Like, man, our grandparents had just some interesting things.
I wonder if like it was meant to be like a peppy drink kind of thing, like Dr. Pep or something.
I remember looking into why Dr. Pepper is, the origins, and I used to know it, but like on camera live, my brain is just like, no, don't remember any of it. But considering some of the things. The cough syrup that was literally full of
heroin, basically.
Yeah, heroin and amphetamines and like all the stuff. It's like, yeah, that stuff's gonna cure you of everything. What the
1910s
heck?
Must have been a great time.
I don't know, man. It's like you might die of dysentery, but here's this like cough syrup that the doctor gives you that's full of now illegal substances. Blows my mind. Or the 50s housewives that were just literally popped full of amphetamines and LSD. And good. I would get so much done,
How did they get anything done?
Because they were like hopped up on amphetamines. Those diet pills they made all those women take back in the day, they were full of amphetamines.
I guess
like,
to balance out the amount of LSD you're taking, you need to take a lot of methamphetamines.
Chocolate ice cream and root beer is better than vanilla. Oh, darn you, Christy. Now I'm curious. Every live, it's always about food and snacks. Whatever, it's fun. It's fun. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. Actually, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this a bit better. Aren't those fun? I loves it. My camera makes them look the colors a little more muted. They're not super bright. Like, these are still like slightly muted colors, but my camera makes them look more muted. They're a little brighter in real life, but I don't care. Like, these are gorgeous. These are fun. Okay, what am I doing? I now need, oh, you get like multiple options with these dudes. Okay. This is cool. I like this. Okay. Let's do this guy now. And I just keep wiping between the lighter shades and the darker shades. Dr. Pepper was also made for medicine and not a drink like we drink. Yes, like some of them started off as like one thing, and then over the decades, the years, you know, stuff evolved into things that we just eat as like Coca-Cola when it was original, like literally had cocaine in it, you know? They're just crazy things, man. The more you know.
Let me go get a glass of Robitussin.
Yeah, like, it's nuts. It's nuts. Okay. Okay, we're going to have to do a deep dive into Dr. Pepper because now it was not really invented to drink. It was for the space station. That's a big part of it, though. Chris and I were literally just talking about this, like, yesterday. About, like, space travel, NASA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, and yeah, how so many of the items we now use in our everyday lives is directly linked to things they invented or discovered for space travel. Like the ballpoint pen, man. Foam mattresses. There's many things, like many things, and it's interesting, really. You know, some things that we just take for granted, and it was like, this was invented for the astronauts or whatever. You know, it's cool. I like that kind of stuff. There's so many things. That was like the highlight of one of my, so that's still a core memory as a kid, like in elementary school, when someone showed up and they brought the freeze-dried foods, like in the packets, like astronaut ice cream. Yeah. Yes, I remember that, and we barely got any of it back then because this was 30 plus years ago. But I remember, like, that was like amazing to me. Yeah. Getting to try that, and I was just like, oh, this is what astronauts eat.
Yeah, basically just freeze-dried sugar.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah.
Oh yeah, duct tape, I think was right too.
Duct tape? Oh, there's a lot of things, actually. Like, a lot of things. And more so now than ever before. Okay. Yes. Did that one. You could layer it even more, but I'm not gonna. Since I'm not adding, like, ooh, I'm getting, like, ink everywhere. Crap. Let me lay that there, because I have to wipe off these stencils since I'm doing more than one color. Okay. Yeah, we discussed that cokehead blow in it. Oh, yeah. It wasn't the caffeine that was getting you, you know, excited. It was the, now illegal substances that they used to add to that stuff. It's insane, really. Okay. Let's do the sorbet color on this guy. Just and yeah, if I wasn't live and I was just doing this myself, I would probably use like the finest details and do like an embossing paste, you know, gold, whatever. Glacier paste, embossing paste, all of the things. You could like really zhuzh these up, but because I talk too much and my lives are too chaotic, we're not doing it. Because we'll be here all day. But it's an option. It's an option. I'm getting random things. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I did that one. Is that one. Then we've got this guy, which is just that. Okay. And this one I'll do the darkest shade. Because why not? There we go. That's so fun. I love it. The colors I'm using are, the lightest shade is Nectar. They are all listed too. For now. Everything I plan on using. They're listed below. But I've got Nectar, Grapefruit is my medium color, and Sorbet is my darkest color. And these are all Concord 9th inks. But yeah, I do have them listed in the supplies and linked and all the things because I grabbed them before we started and we're going with it. Okay, and then we've got, how do I want to do this? This guy's got some serious detail that we can go into on here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just take my, no, I'll still use my little brush. No, I know what I'm doing. Just me. Wipe off this size, and if I just layer the same lightest ink, so the Nectar, I'm like running out of space. Okay, so if we layer this on here, and then we gotta let that dry before I go to the next one. And then if we do the, how do I want to do this? So you got options. These bigger ornaments, you get more options, and I don't know which ones I want to do. I want to do this one. This one's pretty. Okay, so then we do this one, and same thing. If I do lighter, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. They look like the ornaments my mom had on her tree. Yes, like they, and again, if you add like little like metallic elements to these, you know, those gorgeous like vintage like mercury glass ornaments. I think I was actually just mentioning that in a recent video. Like, I have a few, they're not vintage, but I've got a few very thin glass ornaments because we just put up our tree, and I don't even put those ornaments out anymore. I'm just saving them for when it's just Chris and I and not little people running around breaking things. Because yeah, they're extremely breakable.
Very breakable.
They're very breakable. And it just happens. And also I'm clumsy too. Let alone like even handling those. I forgot some of those ones. I have like big pink ones that are like extremely thin glass that I lucked out. I got those things on clearance for like 80% off. Love scores like that. But anyway, yeah, super breakable. And I would love to collect vintage glass ornaments because they're gorgeous. But yeah, one thing at a time. Okay, now we'll go back to this guy again. Yeah, this is what I want to do. We'll add the medium color to this one. So I'm gonna, this is grapefruit. Do I want to do the center? Yeah, I kind of, well, yeah, whatever. We'll just see what happens. There's like so many layers to this. Yeah. Get that in there. Get those little bits. Let's just... Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Okay, so then same with this one. We're just gonna layer again. the medium color. Because I want to be able to layer the darkest color on top of it. Love it. Okay. And then we do this one. With some of the darkest color, I guess. Now it's going to be subtle. I'm okay with that because there's one last layer on that guy. Same with this guy. If we go in, center that up. Because I'm only working with 3 inks, so we'll just kind of keep layering it, whatever. Yeah. There's fuzzies on it. Yeah. Go away. Okay. And where was I? Oh, I could use that one on. Oh, anyway. It's too many options. Okay. We want this guy. So we're going to line him up. Get in there just like that with the darkest shade. Again, if you did embossing paste with this, like gold metallic embossing paste, oh, it would look amazing. Oh, I love it. Isn't that beautiful? It's so beautiful. I love it. The diabetic in me is not liking this conversation. So glad they make a lot of candy sugar-free these days. Truth. We cut back. Although we both have sweeties. We like to sneak.
We do.
But with like pop and stuff, that's why we do like Coke Zero, etc. Like, and we cut back on
calories.
Yeah, because yeah. Let me, because yeah, okay, my comments are like so behind. Sorry, everybody. Let me just quickly. WD-40 was used to help the space shuttle prevent heat and cold to come in, but it was not what worked. Yeah, there's tons of inventions that, yeah, either they didn't work the way they wanted them to, and then they were able to like repurpose it for other things, etc., etc. Like, it's kind of neat. How many things have been invented or...
It's just a problem they got to solve, right?
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating. Oh, Kathy worked in the McDonnell Douglas Space and Missile Division, where the SIVB booster for the Apollo mission was built. That's freaking cool. Love it. If you ever run out of glue, Canadian poutine gravy can be used as an emergency substitute. It's not exactly glue-like, but sometimes if you make it too thick, it almost can be a glue. Really, because like flour and water basically becomes glue, you know? Yeah. No need to dry between layers. Not really. You know, it kind of depends what you're doing specifically with like layering stencils. Especially like this one now, it's fading because I use like the same color of ink multiple times. You're only going to get so much saturation. And especially now that we have a million layering stencils, this being one of them. If you want to keep your layers more crisp, definitely let the inks dry, especially using inks like Concord and Ninth inks, Simon Says Stamp positively saturated inks. Any ink that is designed to smooth out as it dries is great. One, it's great for stenciling, but you definitely want to let those layers dry if you want to keep the layers crisp. Because if the first layer is wet, you stencil on another layer, repeat, and it's still wet ink, it's just the nature of the ink. It wants to dry and smooth and blend. I'm not too worried about it for these, but yeah, that is something to keep in mind. So, and yes, and especially if you're using different like switching between like very different colors sort of a thing, you want to let the layers like dry. But I'm just obviously slopping it on because I'm being distracted and this is live. Did you all see how many vintage Christmas ornaments Tim Holtz has? Oh, he goes all his decorating, and for Halloween. His collection of like vintage everything is phenomenal. But that's also like a passion of theirs because they go to those major, and they have access to those major, one of them's called, I think, Junk in the Trunk show, where it's like where people bring all their antiques and stuff, you know, and it's like huge areas of people with tables and booths, and you can get like, oh, that'd be so fun. We don't get things like that up here. Can you list, oh, did you already list the Stencil set? I'm like so behind on comments. Sorry, guys. Anyway, okay, back to what I was doing. I did that. Okay, last one on here is the darkest flower. And this should hopefully tie it all together. Yeah. Yeah, these are cute and pretty and I like them. So, these are going to get die cut, but we'll deal with the die cutting in a bit. I want to do this a second time, so I got to quickly move my stuff all the way. So this is kind of the bare bones of these, because they'll be die cut and they'll have a little topper, you know, all of that. But I'm going to set that aside. Let me move this out of the way for a second. Easiest way to clean these, I'm just going to spray them down. Make sure I don't have anything in the way that I don't want to get like spray on. Yeah. Just spray them down. Wipe them with one of my cloths. Yes, like a glitter paste, a shimmer paste, anything really would just, you know, and I would do it. But when it's live, it just, the drying time. And if I had the time to actually like make things ahead of time, you know, I've only done that like once, and that was because I knew the backgrounds would take a long time to dry. I've been getting requests from people asking for, you know, me to post supply lists ahead of time so people can, you know, get their things together to craft along. I make zero promises. Like, I don't know if I'll ever even be able to do that. I literally am usually figuring out what I'm going to make, and the supply list in the hour, well, the morning of, like this morning, I was prepping and figuring out what it was I was going to do, because I don't get extra time to do nothing. Again, I'm a professional, but that doesn't mean I'm organized or get anything done ahead of time, because I'm not kidding. My life is chaos, man. Yes, there will be ads playing during the live. They're minimal. We addressed that in the beginning and with last live. YouTube has changed so many things. And yeah, I opted in to allowing ads during my lives because it was either that or nothing. And that adds up to help pay the bills. So, especially, and it's helping to pay off the equipment, because the equipment and the software is not cheap. So, yeah, I wish I had a little more control over it. I don't like that YouTube has changed it to give us less control as the actual creators. I'm not happy that they did that. Okay, these are cleaned off. Make sure I don't have any like ink residue, because I'm going to switch to blue, because that was the mood I was in. So let me get these brushes out of the way. And then Nina cardstock colors. I only use Nina's Solar White, cover weight, and then I use Nina Desert Storm. Those are the only two Ninas I ever use. Well, I use the Solar White. They have the 110, the 80. I use the 80 pound usually for inserts, other things. But honestly, this is Simon Says Stamps smooth white cardstock. This is 120 pound weight. I use this for everything. This is my card bases, stenciling. When I'm coloring with alcohol markers, I use this cardstock. It's just, I've been using it for so many years now, and it's just habit. But Nina's Solar White cover weights in the 80 and 110 pounds. Those are great cardstocks. And that's what I used to use before I switched. I don't even know why I switched to this, but I've been using it for years and it just works. Okay. I don't think it really matters with this sort of a stencil what side it's on because the shapes are mirrored for the most part, but we'll do that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, BLT. Doesn't have your name, but thank you. I appreciate it. And yes, I know the ads are annoying. I get it. I do. I do. You know, sometimes watching creators and watching a video and it's like incessant ad after ad. I do try to limit how many show up within as much control as I have. Because it's annoying, but again, it helps pay the bills. So it's a joy being at the mercy of the CEOs, the algorithms, all of the things. So yeah. Oh, and the colors I'm using now, Harbor as my lightest shade, Blueberry, which is very, very bright, and then Midnight, which is like dark blue. Okay. Yes, the stencils are etched. I had shown that earlier. But yeah, they're all etched. You can see it there quite well, I think. There we go, when the light reflects on it. So there's all the etching detail to layer up all the different parts. And then it's just kind of a matter of personal preference, what you want to, how you want to layer them. They've got some options on here, which, yeah. So let's do a set of blue ornaments. So we'll go in with our lightest color, which is the Harbor. And we'll blend that on there. Just give it a light little tappy tap. And then that out of there. Random little fuzzies.
You got another one.
Okay, give me 1 second. Did I? Thank you, Clara. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And then Janet, yeah, give me a second. Okay, let me get that one off of there. Now I'm done the stenciling. I can move that out of the way so it's not taking up. And thank you, Janet. I appreciate it, you guys. Okay. Circles. I was like, what am I doing? Okay. Now we're gonna layer up this one. Do I have this one in the right? Yes. Okay. Again, I don't think it really matters, honestly. But we'll do this one. And then I'm going to go in with Blueberry. I'm going to go light with this because some of these like deeper colors are very, very intense. So I'm just going to go with a lighter hand and just kind of build rather than just slap on color like I normally tend to do. Because, yeah. It especially helps to, if you're not familiar with certain inks or it's a brand new ink pad, that sort of thing. Because like the Concord inks and Simon's Positively Saturated inks, a lot of them are very, very juicy. And it's like if you just like reef your brush in there, your stamp, you notice a lot more with stamps than a brush because at least a brush will absorb some of the ink. But you like press a stamp in and it's just like ink just pools up everywhere. So especially with stamping with these inks, and especially if they're brand new, barely tap, just very gentle, and that will give you sort of the best results because these are also foam ink pads. They're not the linen and felt of a lot of other standard ink pads that we're just used to, like Distress inks, Oxide inks, etc. Those ones you can get a little, you know, you can give them a lot of heck and they'll help hold up to it. These ones you just be gentle. You just got to be gentle with them and they'll be fine. So let's just kind of go back and forth a bit. There we go. And the unpaid intern is now fueled with peanut M&Ms. I assume the discussion got you
Kind of.
got you going. Love it. Yeah. Oh, isn't that pretty? I love it. I love it. I have Nina exact index 110. It feels light. Is it a good paper? The paper itself might be good, but that's where you start getting into, because cardstock, especially, it's hard when you're ordering it online. And some places, I'm not going to name names, but some places just list and they'll say like, yeah, £100. A lot of times that is meaningless, because I've done it. I've ordered, to just test out different brands of cardstock, and it's like heavyweight, 110 pound, burr, burr, burr. I get it. And that stuff is like barely thicker than copy paper. It's a load of crap. So you need to look for the GSM. That number is the more key number and is a little more standardized, but it's a whole discussion, a massive one, when it comes to cardstock. And just wait, where's my, oh, that's what I used on the other one. That's what I did. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just trying to remember what I did on the other one, and I forgot a layer of the stencil, but that's okay. It's so pretty the way it is. So whatever. We're just going to go with it. Now I got to move these ink pads out of the way because the stencil's too big. But yeah. Okay. Okay. And yes, yeah, you need to look at the GSM with cardstock. Nina specifically, that one I do know for a fact. The ones that they label as exact index are very lightweight. Doesn't matter what number they have on them. All those ones are very lightweight. So they won't, and that's why they're so much cheaper. And sadly, so many people think they're getting a really good deal because the solar white, it's Classic Crest Solar White, and it's cover something, I forget exactly. It's expensive cardstock. So a lot of times people find the exact index and they think it's way cheaper and they're getting a really good deal, and then you get it and it's like, oh yeah, no, it's not the same thing. So it's fun. It's so fun. But the lighter weight ones that I have, because same thing, I've, test them out. I just save those, and those are the ones I use for like inserts in my dark, when I use dark cardstock for my card bases, and I need something for the insert, to write on, I'll use those just really thin cardstocks for stuff like that. And they come in handy for shims, and depending on, especially if I've ordered like a big thick ream and it ends up being crap in that sense, I save it and use it for scraps and, all that kind of stuff. I generally end up finding a good use for it. Okay. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. I love it. We're just going to keep going around while I've got just this blueberry color on my brush. In fact, let's just make life a little bit easier. Let's start blending it this way. I'll make things go a little bit faster. Build that up. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then that one I'm going to do the darker one. This one is the lighter shade again. So we're just going to go in with the Harbor, which is the lightest shade. Yep. Same thing with this guy. Go in with the lightest shade. Oh, they're so pretty. Oh, let me move this up a little bit so that you guys can see the whole thing on the screen. There we go. There we go. just tuning in and have a question about how to donate to you directly instead of the super chat. I don't know. I don't know. I had an old, like, and it's on my old website, and that's a whole, I haven't even bothered. I have an old tip jar on my previous website, because my current one is AmyRsavvy.com. But my Prairie Paper and Ink.typepad.com, that old, I still have it. I'm still paying for both websites. Great. Life is crazy. That one actually still has the old tip jar in the sidebar. You can actually link to it, Chris, my old blog. It's there. Because people still find, I'm only mentioning that because people still find that every once in a blue moon I'll get an email and it's like, you received a tip from so-and-so. And I'm like, I'm more impressed that people like took the time to find that, because I don't advertise it. It's just is what it is, you know? And some of you are very persistent. I appreciate it. I really do. But yeah, the old blog still exists. For those that aren't aware, it crashed. Not quite this time last year, or a little before Halloween. Thank you, Betty Ann, so very much. Thank you. Unpaid, and she said hi to the unpaid intern.
Oh, well.
But yeah, it crashed, and the site that owns the platform for my old blog, they changed. They sold out to a different company. Everything changed. I was with them since the beginning. So, yeah, that finally forced me to set up a separate website that I now own the rights to. But we haven't migrated everything over because that's a nightmare of time and copy pasta and all the things. And in the last year, we haven't had the time to do anything. I still haven't set up my own website properly. I have 5 million things on my plate. But yeah, the old one's still there because I'm paying for both, because I refuse to allow my all my content. That's my life of like 15 years worth of everything. So yeah, I still pay for both. It's annoying, but we're working on it. We are working on it. Okay, I'm gonna take this again, and then just go in. Now I'm working on, this is midnight, so this is the dark shade. I'm just gonna blend that onto all these bits. Yeah, it's just pretty. So we'll just keep kind of lining everything up. Ouch, that must have been painful. Oh, it was. Like I can like, I'm kind of just whatever about the whole thing now. But when it was happening, it was awful. Like, we weren't even sure at a couple points whether or not I would ever be able to access it again, because everything was just, it was bad. And it wasn't just me. There were several critics. We were all using the same like platform, and it's like we weren't able to meet deadlines. We couldn't get our like posts up. Like, there were so many things. It was awful. And in the end, several of us just jumped ship and set up our own websites that we own. And yeah, other people are very far ahead of me. I keep meaning to do the things. It's all on the list. I'm getting there. Little baby steps. But yeah, now I have my own website, which is funny because I think Chris was already paying for the domain for my website, weren't you?
At one point in time, yeah.
Yeah, Chris already had the domain set up just under my name. Like, that was something, like, we've been planning this for years. It just...
We tried doing it through TypePad once. And
Chris, we tried setting up a separate, like, there's a lot. The amount of stuff that goes in behind the scenes is insane. Absolutely insane sometimes. So, yeah, I'm still figuring out, for those ever that, you know, want to get into, like, specific, because that's the only thing I'm more familiar with, but, like, content creation for crafting, card making, whatever. Like, yeah, no one really reads blogs anymore, it's true. However, your website is the only thing you actually own. You know, like, I own my domain. I own that content. Everything I put on YouTube, I don't own. You know, so if YouTube wanted to just flip a switch, hopefully that never happens. I would cry. You know, but I don't own this. I don't own my Facebook page for business. I don't own my Instagram page. You know, like, they're terms of service when you actually read them. Like, you don't own any of that. So it's not fun. But my website is the only thing I own. And for me, it's important because I have been doing this for 20 years now. I've been posting online for, I'm not sure when I did my first blog post, but it's been many, many years. And I'm not willing to give up on all that stuff. I want to transfer it. It's just, it's a lot of work. So yeah. And there's actual websites too. We looked into it. There's websites you can pay for the service. They'll migrate everything for you. Let's just say, again, for someone like me who's been doing this for many, many years and has years, like well over a decade, 15 years of content, the cost to pay a service to do it is, that's a few months mortgage payments, basically. It's insane. So, yeah. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah, it is. It's important as a creator to own your content. That's all we got, really. Then this is my bread and butter. Okay, so I've done these guys. Okay, this one I'm gonna see what happens. Let's try adding this. I'm just curious. We're going with the darkest color. This would this would look beautiful. You could do like silver paste, gold paste. I would of course always do gold because that's just what I do. But silver would look amazing on these. Yeah, it would look great. It would look great. It really would. But doing stuff live, we don't have time to let stuff dry. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back on the peach colors and redo this, but I'll get to it. Let's just get these going first. So we're doing this. Go in with the lightest shade again, which is the, ooh, don't move, Harbor Ink. Yep.
Those are pretty.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
They're so pretty. And then this is this one. So line them up. I'm getting blue ink on my fingers, which again, I don't care. I'm only concerned with just not getting ink smeared on the actual little ornaments. The rest of it, I don't care. Just gonna get it in there. Just like so. Yeah. They're so beautiful. And if we go in this one, wipe off my brush. Can I share Amy's P.O. box in the chat? Yes, because it's publicly available. So, I can't remember. I don't have it in like all my description box in my videos. I need to do that, but it adds to the character limit. You can only put so much into the description box before that goes red, and YouTube's like, yeah, no. And I always max it out. So that's why I don't put my P.O. box in there. But it is publicly available. I'm not concerned about that. We'll go in with the blueberry color. That's the medium color. But I'm not going to go in super heavy with this because I want the little floral detail to really show up. Oh, see, it's so pretty. Okay, and then with this one, we're gonna go in with that same medium blue. So this is the blueberry again. There we go. And just kind of get that in there. Oh, and it shifted. There we go. Kind of. Oh, isn't that just? It's like magic every time. I love it. Then we go in with this guy, and now we're going into with the darkest, so the midnight color. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, I forgot to do this one. Great job, Amy. That was supposed to be before the other one.
Professional.
Shut up. I am a professional, okay?
Professional.
He keeps me grounded so I don't get full of myself and, you know, because I'm like so super famous. Oh my god, super famous card maker. Whatever, I made it work. That's fine. So there. Yeah, that works. We're good. These are beautiful. I'm happy with these. I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. I got to wipe off the one. The one. Which one was I doing? This one. I just need the cloth. Oh, let me cover all my ink pads because I don't need those and I don't need to get an elbow in them. We had one of the silver tinsel trees when I was little. My mom had blue ornaments. Actually, my Christmas tree, it's not a, like, it doesn't look like the vintage because the vintage silver tinsel, they have that very specific look. But the tree we have is actually ombre. And it goes from silver at the bottom all the way to white at the top. And it's really narrow. Very non-traditional, but I love it. And it was just, I needed something narrower because our house is not very big. And even standard size Christmas tree, we didn't have space for the darn thing. So, yeah. So I got the narrow one. And
it has a corner in the living room.
Yeah, it's got a little corner spot. And what was I doing? I was cleaning off the stencil. Again, I'm a professional. You're professional, so famous. Yes, super famous. Okay, I just need that one spot. The rest of it I don't care. I'll clean the rest of this after the live. I just need this guy cleaned off. Because that's the only part I need. The rest, again, I'll just deal with. Where I'll put that there. I'll deal with later. Because I just wanted to add it to this guy. So we'll go in with that sorbet ink. And let's move this there. And then I'll take that sorbet ink. Whew. That's what I mean about like shoving your brush in there. I just like reefed on it, but good enough. It's beautiful. It works. Set that aside with everything else. Put my brushes, the inks. We're gonna sort of clean up some of my mess because I've run out of space again. So let's just get this guy out of the way. I have a pink tinsel tree with T-Rex lights. That's cool. We would totally do T-Rex lights. I didn't even know there was such a thing as T-Rex lights.
I know, right?
Oh, I don't even think I can show you guys the lights I got. They probably aren't going to show up very well on camera. I got them to put up in the background. They are, well, here. They're heart-shaped on a string. We'll see. We'll see. I'm almost scared now to even plug these in after what happened when I plugged in the heat tool. And I got them all tangled. But I'm scared that they're going to be too bright. Aren't they fun? And there's like an app for them and everything. I don't even know the brand. Where'd the box go? I don't remember where I put the box. I think they're called Twinkle Lights. They're from Best Buy. I think they're like exclusive to Best Buy. But aren't these beautiful? So yeah, there's an app for them. I was showing it to Chris. You can like map them out and change the colors. But yeah, I have them in rainbow colors. They're amazing. So at least this camera adjusted really nicely to it.
Oh, did it?
Look how cool they look on camera.
Oh, that's nice.
But in the background, they might be a little too... Yeah, this camera's different. So I'm not...
darkened so much?
Huh? This camera adjusts to the light.
Oh.
This one is the face forward camera. Whew. And it does this too. We'll just sit here and watch this all day. Screw Amy making cards. Let's just watch the pretty lights. Because I sat and did this for forever, honestly. This just, it made my day. They're super cool. So yeah. I didn't realize when I press the button, it does this.
Well.
Aren't they cool? So yeah. Anyway, okay, back to the regularly scheduled program. Let's unplug those. Because I'll just sit here and do that all day. Aren't they fun? So that's the plan, is to like set them up in the background. That is the plan. But yeah, they were kind of interfering with the other camera. So I'm not sure if it's actually going to work because, yeah, the joys. Lighting and tech and all the things are a little bit insane, but they're super fun. And I got them on sale. So, yeah, it was cool. But anyway, they're from Best Buy. And I don't have like a link or anything, but yeah, they're just, I think they're called Twinkly. I think the brand is like Twinkly Light something. And yeah, I got them on sale. And now I kind of want to get another little set for a Christmas tree because I was like, this is kind of cool. So, whatever. Anyway, they're super fun, and my plan is to put them up so I'll have like more rainbow stuff going on. But have I had time? No. Also, and speaking of which, I'll share this with you guys. I got this to put on my laptop. So yeah, and I'm just keeping it propped up so I don't forget it. I was like, you know what? I could probably scream that every single bloody day, especially after Black Friday. It was fitting. So yeah, good old Michael Scott, you know. Just all the wisdom you gain from him. Okay. Now we got to die cut all these guys. So this one is dry. This one we just need to let that last little bit I slapped on there dry. So let's die cut these dudes. But yeah, aren't those lights fun? Okay, so we got all the cornelian wafer dies, and where did I? There it is. Okay. Let's get these guys ready to go, so that we can die cut them. And I've mentioned this in other videos. When I am taping wafer dies into place, I've made it a habit to always tape towards the outside of the wafer die. I try to avoid getting any tape onto the inside, because no matter what tape you use, because there's tons out there now. I just use washi tape most of the time. But regardless of the tape you're using, so often the go this way? I'm not even sure. So often the pressure from the die cut machine, like you're putting insane pressure when you're running it through the machine, and like even super low tack tapes will fuse to the cardstock. So that's why I always avoid getting tape on the inside. The T-Rex lights would go with the Dragon Scales polish from Mooncat. They totally would. I want T-Rex lights, man. One of Chris's friends has made like Super Mario themed ornaments for their tree. So the whole tree is like, I think the whole tree is Super Mario themed.
Yeah, Nintendo themed.
Yeah, Nintendo themed. And he made them all from perler beads. Yeah, from perler beads. He made his own decorations. Like,
dozens
love it.
Of them.
Yes. And I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. I love it. Yes, and for those that are with the infamous perler beads, that's a callback to really stupid drama way back in the day when I used to do other lives. People comment about the lives here on YouTube. I used to do lives back when Periscope was still sort of like a thing, and we the amount of like we would just get little like 11-year-old trolls.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had one on there freaking out on me like because I wouldn't answer their questions about perler beads. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's still just like a joke anytime perler beads get mentioned. I'm like, okay. Okay then. But yeah. Yeah. There's so many cool options now for Christmas trees. I love it. Okay. I've got all these in place. And the topper we're going to do separately. And for the die cutting, and I don't, because again, this is a nightmare for setup, and for I haven't yet got to the point where I can run a third camera, like do a die cut camera. I would like to, but that's just, I'm not there yet. However, I finally did unbox the Anna Griffin Empress die cut machine. Hence the big plates. I love this machine. It is a game changer. So, we can die cut all these ornaments. I got too much stuff in the way. Okay. They're so beautiful. Love it. Love it. I guess I didn't line them up very perfectly, but honestly, I'm not too worried about it. That one did have a little bit of tape. I'm fine with it. I am fine with it. Perfection is overrated. Okay. Yes, upside down trees are really becoming a thing. Like people literally hanging them from their ceiling. I was like, especially if you have like cats. Cats are the worst.
Like they would get on that thing anyway.
Have you seen what they do to regular Christmas trees?
Yeah, no, but they would absolutely get into that thing.
Oh, if they can reach it. You know, but people usually hang them from the ceiling and like there's nothing around for them. Because yes, if a cat can jump from furniture, oh, they would. They would totally destroy it. Like,
that's funny.
Just literal. That's what a Christmas tree is. It is a cat toy. Like, everyone just needs to understand that. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Let's do this again. Where I lost my washi tape. Okay, we're good. We're good. Has anyone tried a magic mouth? I have not. And I don't plan to. Yeah, I'm perfectly content with, like I haven't been using the big Empress for very long because I just unboxed. I've had it for a few months now, but I just didn't have time. But I've been slowly, like I've said, been working my way to getting a little more organized, and with it being December now and the amount of die cutting I'm doing, but I've had the Empress Mini for like 9-ish months, and these are the plates I got with the Mini. This is my main cutting plate, so like I have used probably thousands, hundreds if not thousands of cuts in this thing. It is not warped. Works great. And these do work in the Empress. You can run them through. I've run them through both ways. I've run them through this way and I've run them through this way. And either way works in the Empress. Love. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm loving it. The Empress is just... And that thing is, the die cutting I have been doing, like, detailed dies and stuff. And it's just... It is just amazing. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's continue getting these in place. And then trying to line these guys up again. I'm not worried about perfection. If you really want to get your dies centered like perfectly, especially ones like this that don't cut a border. I didn't even realize that until I went to die cut. I kind of assumed that, yeah, they don't die cut a border with this set. You could just die cut from a template, place the template of like copy paper, and then so you can get your die lined up perfectly. You know, if it really bothers you, like that's definitely a doable way around it. I'm not going to bother because again, we're live and I keep getting distracted by snacks and T-Rex lights and whatever other random NASA and it's fun though. I like all the random chats we end up having on these lives. They're kind of ridiculous, but I enjoy it. It's fun. And I'm glad you guys like it too. Yeah. Okay. This should be fine. Should be fine. It should be fine. We're just gonna run it through. See what happens. Everything should be fine. Okay. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough. Dupe. And yes, you technically can cut into the magnet. People have done both with the Empress. I've seen it, so you can just so then you don't need to use tape. Technically, you put your cardstock there. I just habit, and also for especially me being in Canada, like to get the plates and everything, it's expensive. I just cut into the cutting plate, you know, and not the mat. But I have done both with the mini. I've cut into the mat, but I don't like doing that. I don't like doing it. I would rather just tape my dies and cut into the it's just habit, and it works for me. So that's how I'm gonna do it. So let me go things out of the way. I already lost an ornament. Where did it go? Crap. There it is. We're good. We're good. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Okay, I don't think I need these for now. I've got cords stuck in my chair. Everything's great. Everything's great. We're great. Okay. So, got all of that. Yes. Like crazy. You could do your die cut pieces first, die cut them, then stencil over them, because if you have them stuck to the grip mat or a sticky mat, totally would work. And especially if you're doing multiples, because then you could just like stick down the die cuts and then with the stencil. That would also work. For the little topper, let's get that out of the way. This, I wish I had done this ahead of time, because this is one of those more sort of tedious things. I don't have, in fact, Honeybee doesn't even have this listed on their website. I'm not sure what's going on with this. This is the little bitty buzz cutter, but I've linked to, there's the Hero Arts has a little mini die cutter, and Tim Holtz has like the little Sidekick die cutter. Those two are slightly smaller than this, like for the plates, but I like my little mini manual machine, especially for things like this, because I need to do how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to do 12. 12 of just this tiny little baby topper. So this is going to be way faster than any other machine, because we just want to zip this through a whole bunch of times as quick as possible, like so. So that's where a mini machine comes in super handy. There's my little triangle tray, because that's where I'll keep all these little tiny pieces. So I'll just pop them in there, and we'll just keep doing this. And this is also why I save the scraps of specialty cardstock, so that I can die cut little mundane things like this, just over and over again. So I can use up my little scraps, and this is faster than using any of my bigger machines. So I can just throw it in there, and then kind of repeat. In fact, I can use up like all these little spots here. we'll just keep doing this. And normally, when I'm not live, I don't film this kind of stuff. And when it's just repetitive die cutting, I zone out. Like I was doing last night.
Yeah.
And I was watching Twilight. And yelling at Jacob to put his shirt on.
Put on a shirt, Jacob.
Jacob, put your shirt on. So yeah. Like those are the types of shows I can watch and just be completely mindless as I'm like, yeah, yelling at the computer screen. Like, seriously, Jacob. So.
Everyone's got one of those shows you can sort of watch in the background.
That one, Mean Girls, is another one that I love. I'll watch that movie over and over and over again. I'm not like the other moms.
I'm the cool mom.
We don't have rules here. I'm not like the other moms. I'm a cool mom. There are no rules here. Yeah. Always. Best movie ever. So stupid. So yeah. She doesn't even go here. So yeah. Yeah, this is the Honeybee Stamps Bitty Buzz Cutter. I was looking though before I went live and it's not even on their website right now. So I'm not sure what's going on. But I have links to a couple of alternatives in the description box below the video. Specifically, like I said, the Hero Arts one and the Sidekick. Tim Holtz little Sidekick. That one is also a good little... They're just good little machines for little dies and just for repetitive things, sentiments, that sort of stuff. Like I use my little manual, you know, these little manual machines again. Like the plates are just, I use them until there's nothing left of them. Yes, they're coming with like, it's like a Mean Girls musical something. I'm kind of just whatever about that. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the first like blurb of the trailer, I sat here and I was like, are you kidding me? Because it was like, Not Your Mom's movie or music or however they title it, but it was like Not Your Mom's. And I was like, excuse you? And then I stopped and realized I was like, oh, that movie came out a really long time ago and I'm old and I have like adult children now. And I'm like, but I still took offense to that. I was like, I'm not like that. I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, I'm a cool mom.
Yeah. Well, we do. We've done that.
Yeah, we did that to the kids at one time.
When they had their friends over. It's like, I'm not like the other moms. I'm a cool mom. There are no rules here. I live for the cringe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, see, I've done 6 so far. It's all good. Yeah, Chris is a cool dad. Oh, trust me, he did that.
Yeah.
They were so just annoyed. That and like all the old terms that they don't use anymore, like yeet, YOLO, fleek. The kids don't use those terms no more, so I use them just to be as cringy and annoying as possible. Drives them insane. I don't care. I don't care. It's fun. Yes, there is a sale on Copic markers at Simon Says Stamp. 20% off. I think the code is like Copic sale, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that goes to like the 10th, I think. I mean, I forget. There's so many things going on. Whew. All the new products, December. The little Walter promo. I already did a video using Walter, that exclusive with Tim Holtz and Simon Says Stamp. I've already got that video up on my channel. And then, yeah, the December release went live on the 1st. I did the ornament video I did. That was the video that went up on the 1st, basically. I have more coming. Just, yeah, I can't. There's a lot. There's a lot. Every say that's fresh or dope. Yeah, that's like super old. That's getting closer to like our age. Like that's fresh. No, that's fresh was like a little younger. Is there another fruit fly in here?
No, child.
Oh. Oh, that's funny. Anyway. Oh, did I miss a question? Oh, How do you prevent marks on foil or paper? Oh, when you're cutting mats, start getting sketch up. I generally, this is an exception where I'm using a whole piece. It's a small piece, but it's a whole piece. When I am die cutting, I will cut my especially foil papers. I will cut just around that wafer die so that I'm not running any of the excess through my machine, because yeah, the pressure of the machine will leave marks on the foil paper. And specialty papers, the foil papers especially, but my glitter papers, etc., you know, I save every little piece. The exception with this is because I'm just doing this tiny little die cut. It's not really doing anything, but yeah, that's I usually only run through, you know, exactly what I need for that die cut with the metallic papers, because it just impresses if you've got cut marks on your plates. That's also why I always keep you know, I have my cutting plate and then I have my top plate, regardless of what machine I'm using. And the top plate I never cut into so that it doesn't get marks. Like this one's getting like, it's getting cloudy because I've used it so much, like it's getting just worn from running through. But I always keep my top plate clean so that, because it can happen with just regular cardstock too. If your top plate has a bunch of cut marks and it's all cut up and ridges and all the things, that's going to press. Because again, the pressure of the die cut machine, you know, it's pressing everything together. It will press the pattern of the cuts into your paper. So with something like this, it's this little die, it's fine. Okay, how many have I cut here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, I did it all. We got him. We did it. Okay, let's put him back in the package because he is a little wafer die and I would lose him. And that's the last thing we need. Let's get him out of the way. Put that over there. That there. I saw something about little die cut machines. The one thing I don't use my little die cut machines, anything really intricate, you know, very detailed dies with very thin, you know, multi-parts, yada, yada, yada. I don't use those type of dies in little manual machines like that. I find that more often than not, they don't get enough pressure to get that, you know, all that die cut detail. You know, sentiments that are very scripty, very thin areas. So, yeah. Have you ever used Karen markers? Oh yeah, I have an entire playlist on my YouTube channel using the Brush Marker Pros. Love them. They're great. Got tons of videos using those things. It's on my main YouTube channel. Just making sure. Of course. Whatever. What was I doing? I forget what I was doing. I was going to glue these. I was going to glue the toppers to all their respective little ornaments. Let's get that out of the way. So, I think, yeah, if I do this and I grab, where's my doohickey? There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the Karen Brush Marker Pros, they're amazing. I love them. They're fun. I haven't used them in a while, but there we go. Just a little dab. This is just craft tacky glue in a little precision bottle. There, my cute little ornaments, because they need to have little metallic toppers on them, and it just makes them look super cute. So I'll just pick one up of those and just use my little embellishment wand. There. So in fact, I can probably do a couple at a time. Just add little dabs of glue. And then, see, that just gives them that little extra something.
Need like a hook or some string to put
I got metallic string already listed in the
Oh.
supplies, sir. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional.
You are a professional.
You can't tell me what to do. Yeah. For the little, you know, the couple minutes it took me, because honestly, it didn't even really take me that long on camera to die cut these little dudes. Totally worth it, because the difference, it finishes them, you know? So it's worth that little couple minutes worth of die cutting, because that wasn't very time consuming or difficult. I did get a bit of tape on this one. There we go. It's good. We're good. Okay. So got those ones. Just need to flip over these guys so that they're pretty side up. Just like so. Okay. And then we just need to adhere. Well, good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And if it's... I still get a kick out of when people say they like watching my videos, they like the sound of my voice, those sorts of things. I find that funny. It's interesting to me. 'Cause yeah. I'm just being me, you know. I'm glad though that people enjoy my content, you know, and that some of y'all enjoy my dark and twisty sense of humor. Although I will say we try to keep it, you know, PG.
We do.
You know. We're professionals. So yeah. Let's just say it's a lot more dark and twisty in real life. I just don't think a lot of it's appropriate for on camera.
At least not in this context.
No.
More like Netflix special.
Yeah. That would be the day. You know, some of you never know. You know, if I keep putting it out there in the universe that, you know, I would kill to sit down and make cards with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
On Netflix.
On Netflix. That would be fun. That would be fun. Who was the other one that I wanted?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson. He can just read me bedtime stories. I would, you know. No, but like, there was someone, Tim Holtz. Me and Tim Holtz and Mario and Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. That would just, you know, if someone would just grant me my wish, and we'll do it as a Netflix special, because, yeah, it would get chaotic. It would be so much fun, though. We would have so much fun. Because, yeah, like the queen of crafting, and like Snoop Dogg is so crafty, too. I get a kick out of him. Anyway.
He's always willing to try.
Yeah, he's always willing to try new things. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, I need to do sentiments as well. So I have the backgrounds that I heat embossed. So that's what I did in the beginning for those that might have missed the beginning. Heat embossed this background. It's linked in the description below with Hero Art's White Satin Pearl embossing powder. So it's got just that nice little bit of a sheen. Thank you so much, Leanne. Oh, okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So I've got my background. Do I want to trim this down a little bit? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can trim it down a little bit to add it to my card. So let's set these aside to really just let the glue dry. They're pretty much dry, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, you know. So we'll just push that off camera for a second. And then we'll just droop. And I want to trim these down just a bit. I could die cut them, you know, but again, I'm on live. I don't feel like getting up and grabbing dies that are 2 feet away. We'll just trim this down just a little bit, just to be slightly smaller than the card front because my card bases will be the standard A2 size, so 4¼ by 5½. So I generally, if I'm just trimming it down, I trim down basically with the equivalent of 1/4 inch. So it's 5¼ by 4 inches. That's how we do what we do. Okay. And then we just do this again. So I basically am trimming down like 1/8 inch off of each side. You don't need to get that technical with it, but when my brain is actually working, I'll explain what's going through it. So we got that. We're going to do the ornaments. We need to do sentiments. Let me think. Let me quickly, I'll just, you know, we're going to like, and then we're going to have that, you know, that one. I want to have an ornament on the inside, so maybe I'll save that guy to put on the inside of the card. So all of that. And then I linked to both of these because Trinity has both the Mary sentiment set and there's wafer dies. So you can have either or because the wafer dies have like this actual like sentiments and the outline. The outline works on these. So they have the Mary set and then there's the Christmas set. And same thing. And I have them all linked below. Christmas? But I think I just want to use like the little stamp, like just the simple word Mary, not like the whole big die cut. And then the word Christmas, like, whoa. That's the plan. I was thinking of this one. I was thinking this one. But do I want to die cut it or do I just want to stamp and heat emboss it? And then, it's like how finicky do I want to get on a live? You know what I mean? I should probably just heat emboss it and just save us all a lot of aggravation. Yeah. Let's do that. Because yeah. That'll be faster than me die cutting. Because this one is all, like, it's very fine. It would be gorgeous. But I would do that on just a regular video, not with a live audience watching my every move. Okay, so we will heat emboss this very beautiful, like that font is just perfection. So I'm gonna use that one and then, oh, I don't even need to use the Mary set. This one has a Mary in it, so you don't need both. You can just do whatever works. Yeah, and we'll just keep it simple with just the word Mary. Because you can do like, have a holly jolly Christmas. I like that one. Darn it! I know, right? And this, I have this linked. This one's still... Oh, yeah, okay. We're going to do have a holly jolly Christmas. Am I? Yep, okay. You can't tell me what to do, but...
No, I'm telling you, we're going to have a holly jolly Christmas.
We are going to have one? Okay, that's great. Let's use have a holly jolly. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Okay. Because I already know what sentiment I'm going to use. Okay, it's all planned out. I know what I'm doing. Sort of. I'm a professional. So professional. And then I have some beautiful Concord and 9th cardstock. I don't know what color that one is. I think this is Concord 9th. It is too. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't have that in a container. So I have some Concord 9th sorbet cardstock. And I have navy. There it is. Get out of there. Okay. And then I've got navy. The two of them together are actually really pretty. But let me move all this out of my way. And my stamps. Move those out of the way. I need to trim this down so I can fit into my Misty. Let's just do this. Can you show us live what happens to intricate dies in a small manual machine? It just, a lot of times, you just won't get, it won't die cut. Like, sometimes it will. It depends on the machine. It depends on the wafer die. The cardstock, you like a million things. But very often, what ends up happening is it just won't die cut all the way through. Like you'll pop your die off, and if it doesn't, you know, the actual die cut isn't coming out, you know, or there's parts that just aren't doing their thing, it's because of that. It's just the machine isn't able to give it enough pressure, you know, because they're small machines. And sometimes it works great and there's no problem. It also happens too. I've used my machines for years. Since I do this professionally, I use die cut machines at basically a commercial grade level, and it wears them out after a while. So they just don't perform as well for me a lot quicker than the average crafter, because I'm making a lot of cards. I do a lot of stamping and a lot of die cutting. Okay, so we're gonna heat emboss. I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. I think that one I'm gonna stamp and color. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Let's just do this along the bottom. That would be smarter. So the scripty sentiment, we're gonna gold heat emboss, which also means I need to move things out of the way. Again. Let's do that. Stay. Don't move. Okay. Get my gold embossing powder out. Okay. And my anti-static powder. Stick that on there. Just like so. And like so. Keep that sentiment out of the way. So we'll do that. Actually, just let me time to think here. Okay, so anti-static powder, and then we'll ink up and stamp the scripty sentiments. There we go. There we go. I remember when you used to do commissions, you made 200 Snowflake wedding invitations. And yeah, and I wore out the dies. Yeah. Yeah. That was long. Oh, I'll never do that kind of stuff again. But yeah, I literally wore out the wafer dies because I cut so many die cuts that the dies stopped working because they were just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cuts. It was, I don't know what I was thinking. They were beautiful in the end, but yeah. Yeah, I don't do mass producing on that level, and I never will again. It was nuts. It was nuts. And it really sucked, you know, being at that wedding. And everyone else that was involved in the wedding got a thank you except for me. And I was like, wow, thanks. Thanks. I feel so good. That was the last straw because it wasn't the only one. I had someone else, same thing. You know, make all the custom wedding invites, do all the things, and you know, you're at the wedding and everyone gets thanked. The floral, the food, all the people, every single person except for me. And I'm like, okay, feel great. Feel great, you know? And I was like, I'm done doing custom wedding invites for anyone. Although I had one friend that was wonderful. You know, and they thanked me, and we had a great time, and the wedding was great, and all the things. And yeah, but they were also actually a card maker too, so they knew the time and effort that went into making the cards, and they were much nicer about it. But all the other people, not so much. Not so much. So yeah, okay. So those have gold embossing powder on them. Let's put that lid on there, so that I don't knock over the container, and then we gotta melt these guys. Oh, now I'm scared to plug this in. Man, I shouldn't have been playing around with those other lights. Ah, I did it again. You'll see it. It'll go black. Man. You're not even watching. Oh,
Right there.
on your phone.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Issue then.
that's.
I'll have to look at that.
I guess we'll see once we get everything hooked up to the new little unit,
Mhm.
whether it happens. Okay. Yeah, the joys. That freaks me out a bit. My cloth. I gotta remove the excess anti-static powder. You just let it cool off a few seconds. Just like so. And yes, navy and gold. Oh, love. Love. It's beautiful. Really, anything with gold. I just always gravitate more towards gold versus silver. It's pretty rare that I do silver, because I like gold. I like gold. And I lost the wafer. There it is. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. Okay. This is where I'll use my little die cut machine. But I also need to, let's quickly set aside white cardstock. Ooh, there's a piece on the floor. That'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it will. It's the right size. You're eating my snacks too.
They're sitting here.
There's...
I'm assuming you left them for me.
Actually, I left them for Josie because those are. But I've got plenty. It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine. I don't really care. I lost the stand. Okay. Welcome to Lives with Amy. She is the best. She's so professional and knows what she's doing all of the time. Yep. Okay. These ones I'm going to stamp in the darkest shade of the same inks. So, sorbet ink and a very light kind of, it's hard to show on camera. There you go. I don't have space. This is all I have. This right here, 1 square foot. Anyway, just gentle taps. Yeah. That's all you need. Okay, so that's one. Then I need to grab, using my glue bottle, let's put that over there, the dark blue. Okay. Okay. Oh, I missed I have a question. When I heat emboss, I use anti-static powder, but I still get embossing powder where I don't want it. You might not be using enough anti-static powder. Because it depends. And you might be handling your cardstock too much. Because if you keep having issues, that's kind of what I would assume. It also depends on what you're using for anti-static powder, because some are better than others, honestly. And technically, climate could have a effect depending on where you are, because if you're in a more humid climate, that can get really frustrating, I think, with and then, yeah, depending, even with anti-static powder, and I've shown it in videos, sometimes just things like to be, picky. And let's pretend that I poured embossing powder over this, and there was like little, or, or a fingerprint, because fingerprints especially with me, I have really oily skin, I just, before I heat, that's where I take a dry brush and I just, remove the little bits, wipe them off, then I heat. Because once it's heated, you can't really remove it. You can try, but it's going to cut up your cardstock. All right. Oh, I got ink on the lid. Let's get that out of the way. Put this away for now. This I'm going to use, actually forced to get up. gonna just use little Sentimental. I don't have these linked. Can you look these up? I'll give it to you in a second.
Sure.
And add them to the list. Yeah, because the order number, product number is on there. Because I have 2 sets of these. These are the Simon Says Stamp Sentiment Label Wafer Dies, and I have more than 1 set because I use them all the time. And you guys see, I make multiple cards more often than not. So this just makes life convenient having more than 1 set. Do people need more than 1 set? No. But again, I make a lot of cards, and this just makes my life easier. There we go. Take them into place. Repeat the process on this one, like so, and then this one, use the outline, tape it into place, just like so. And again, since these are just thin and simple and it's quick, I am just gonna use this guy again, and I'm knocking ink pads over. Okay, so we do that. Yeah, I'll just do this separately. This will be faster. This should be quick and easy. Alrighty. A little. So we got our sentiment, and then. What do you do with all the cards you make? Man, if I got $1 for every time I was asked that, I'd probably be rich. Honestly. The ones I make in my live, I give away. That was a good segue into that again. Those that it's in the description box directly below for those watching live. It gets removed after the live. I send the cards I make to the unpaid intern selects random winners. And we mail them out. A lot of the other cards I make, I send to my Patreon supporters, which that's actually going to be this week's job, is sending out the Christmas cards.
Yeah.
And I have a lot, because I have quite a fair amount of amazing Patreon supporters. And yeah, I send a lot of cards to them. And, because yeah, they choose to support me. And I really appreciate it. And that's one of the perks of being a Patreon supporter is I send them cards that I make. And then personal use. And yeah. So even though I make a lot of cards, I send out a lot of cards. My local post office, some days I don't think they like me very much, but...
Oh, that Canada Post lady's such a gem.
I know, but we're just... It is what it is. I do have actual real friends, okay? They're the ones I'm sending the cards to. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's funny. Anyway. Okay. Got everything decked. I'm just going to use my little... Let's pop these out of there. You give me back those wafer dies. Okay, good.
Yep.
Because I need to put these back in it so I don't lose them. Because I use these all the time. And let's pile that up over there because I'll deal with that later. Stick this one back on its packaging. Lotion on your hands when embossing. Oh yeah, if you have put lotion on your hands and you're going to just handle cardstock, yes, cuticle oil, all those things. Do not do that right before you're gonna go, make some cards or work with paper really at all. Because yeah, it will leave marks on your paper. So that's why I apply that stuff first thing in the morning and before I go to bed. so that I'm not getting fingerprints and a mess all over my cards. Okay, I got my little sentiments. Stamped. Die cut these guys. And then we can gold thread. I said I was going to do it. Already linked. This is the Ulta pack of metallic thread. Any metallic thread's going to work. But we got some beautiful gold thread. So, oh, this is just really twisted up in here. What on earth? How did they get this on here? Here we go. There we go. I'm just going to cut this little scraggly end off. Okay. Okay, back to what I was doing. And then we're just gonna basically start sticking these on. And honestly, I was originally going to pop every single one of these up with dimension, but I don't think I'm going to, because one, that's going to take a while, and this is already getting to be a long live. And we're just gonna glue them on. I think that's what I would rather do. Yeah. That's just executive decision. Okay. So a little bit of gold thread, and then my glue is clogged. This is why we keep pins on the workspace. Unclog the glue. Get back in your home. Okay. Joop. Just a little bit of glue. And we're just gonna stick it on. And then the threads, a little bit of washi tape. Like, getting that absolutely everywhere. Okay. A little bit of washi tape. Take the thread, pull it over to the back, and then tape it into place. There we go. And then we're just gonna repeat, and get all these ornaments. Kind of do it like that. Yep.
Please ignore the screaming. It's not us.
I don't know if I can't. Hopefully my mic isn't actually picking it up. It's not our children being shrieking little banshees. Gotta love living in suburbia. Okay. Oh, so now you're an executive and a professional. Yes, I am also the president of, AmyRSavvy.com. I am the president, the CEO, the janitor. What other functions can I add to that?
Chief Technology Officer.
Chief Technology Officer, Chief COO, Chief Operations Officer, I wear many hats. many hats. And I probably, in some ways, have all the personalities to go along with it, because, But yeah, we'll just keep gluing these guys. They would also look great, popped up with some dimension. Live videos. And yeah. Okay, so just keep doing that. Just like so. Use that like that. I'm just gonna keep kind of moving them around until I'm just happy with where they're ending up. And if I do that, that'll kind of keep, yeah. Okay. So do that, and that, that guy. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just keep cutting little bits of gold thread. Like so. Oh man. I drop stuff. I've dropped things many times just in this one live alone. But trust me, I spend a significant portion of my work time crawling around finding all the things I dropped. And there's usually, yeah, more often than not, Chris is in here, one of my kids is in here, and we're all like crawling around on the floor trying to find some random wafer die, you know, that just all the time. All the time. And the amount of times I've knocked over embossing powder and just, yeah, all the time. And then don't even get me started on like the amount of tech I've broken. And yep, it's fun. But yeah, all of my other videos that aren't lives, much shorter of course, because not only are they edited, but I speed up so much of it. Because, yeah, it just gets mundane to watch things like this. I would cut all of this out of a normal video. Because it's kind of boring to watch. But, yeah, I decided to do this on a live. I didn't really think that far ahead. And again, if it was just one card, it wouldn't be so bad. But, you know, I'm always like, I just have it in my head that I always need to do 2 cards, which, I don't know. I might need to stop doing that so that these lives aren't so ridiculously long. I do enjoy them, and I'm glad you guys enjoy them. It's just, it's a little crazy. Okay, let's keep, actually, maybe pop that guy down a bit more. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. No, I kind of like it up a little higher. Leave that one up higher. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yes, marketing professional. Yeah, that actually is basically like my main description, because when people ask, like out in the real world that I don't venture out into very much anymore, but when it comes up and people are like, "What do you do for a living?" I always stop and I always look at Chris and we're just like, because yeah, I hate the term influencer. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like describing myself as that. I just, because and especially nowadays, you know, you hear the word influencer and it immediately goes to like
it has a certain,
teeny bopper TikTokers.
Yeah, it's got a certain connotation.
Yeah, I don't like being considered so I will not say that to other adult human beings. Like, I'm an influencer.
And YouTuber really doesn't do it justice either.
It doesn't, although nowadays, like I remember when I used to say I was a YouTuber and people would look at me like I was literally insane. And that has shifted now in recent years when I'd say YouTuber and like fellow adults are like, really? That's cool. You know, like they get it. But yeah, we are in a very niche thing. So then when it's like, oh, like what? And then they want to know what I do on YouTube. And I'm like, I make cards. And they're like, what?
You can do that?
Yeah, you can do that. Like, yes, you can. Anyone can make cards. But yeah, it's.
I think that people sort of have this idea that it's either like makeup or video games.
Yes, or pushing crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah, or fitness influencers. It's like, I don't do any of those things. Yeah. Okay. It's a good thing I was using glue. It gives me that wiggle room. Okay. Telling me you're a content creator. Same thing. I kind of do. That's generally where I go, is I just say I'm a content creator. But then, yeah, sometimes people like to get, you know, because they're curious. And, yeah. Sometimes it's a great convo. Other times, they're just like,
They don't really have that
They just,
good idea. About
yeah, they just think I'm a crazy person, and that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, it's only really come into play more often with things like getting a mortgage.
Yeah.
You know, and having to make major financial decisions. And it's like, what do you do for a living? And then I try to explain it, and they look at me like I'm crazy. And fun. Okay. Here we go. There's all the ornaments. And flip it over. And washi tape. There we go. Mari, I tell people I'm in marketing. Yes, that's kind of generally, yeah. Like, especially if people are just giving me the stink eye or whatever, it's like that's the easiest way to be like, yeah, I'm in marketing. And yeah, a lot of times I don't even mention card making, because if people do start asking follow-up questions, I'm just like, oh, like paper crafting, that sort of a thing, and just kind of leave it vague, because it just depends on the situation. It's like, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about whatever else it is. That sort of a thing. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna die cut a couple extra layers for the sentiments, because I have the cardstock sitting right in front of me, so that's convenient. Yeah. Okay. And I have my little baby die cutter. I need the plates for it. That would help. Okay. So we can run that through and get some little die cuts. You use the creative crafty force to make folks buy paper crafting force products? Yes. May the force be with you, you know? Yes, these are the dies you're looking for. Yep. It works. It works. Okay. Die cut these scraps. Get a few layers, because that will give it a little bit of dimension. Since it's all sitting here, why not? Why not? Will this one fit through? Yes, it will. So I can just get that in there. Just like so. Okay. The gold little toppers, I know, totally made these cards. The ornaments would have looked really weird without them. And yeah, like, and then the thread, while it's a little bit, I don't even really consider it tedious. It's just not the most pleasant thing to film live, you know, because it's just, in that sense, it's tedious. But yeah, it keeps them from, the ornaments from looking like they're just floating there. And kind of finishes them off. I still want to add splatter though. So actually, okay, so I have those little pieces done. So let's, remembering what I'm doing, okay? So we're gonna set this aside for a moment. We're gonna set the die cut pieces aside for a moment, because I'll do that while the splatter is drying, and I'll do the inside of the cards, because I do the insides as well. And this is why I shouldn't be doing 2 cards for lives. Great job, Amy. Great job. You know? But is what it is. Is what it is. Let's just do that. Losing pieces. Oh, I gotta have humor about everything, man. And just, I can't take myself seriously to save my life.
That's okay.
Like, no, like it just.
You shouldn't take
I
yourself
joke
so
about
seriously.
the like what I was joking earlier about like Chris and I keeping each, we keep each other grounded, but at the same time it's like I don't take myself seriously. You know, I joke about like I'm a professional and like that I'm so super famous. I'm not at all. Yeah, I don't believe in ego whatsoever because
Just gets you in trouble.
it does just get a person in trouble. That's why I don't want power, you know? I don't want to be everybody's supreme leader. It wouldn't be a good thing. You know? I have my little niche and my little corner of the interwebs that I have carved out for myself. I'm fiercely protective of my corner of the interwebs, but that's more just because I built it. But not in a like because I'm someone super special, and more so it's like no, I've literally poured blood, sweat, and tears over the last 20 years doing it, and it's our space. But other than that, yeah, I'm just a introverted nerd that sits in her garage and makes cards all day. Okay, so we're just repeating the process. Threading through the metallic thread, gluing the ornaments into place, and then you run the thread up and around, and then tape it, and then tape it into place. And while I'm doing this, because it reminded me in my brain, for those of you that are watching right now, like live, because it's only available to my live peoples, if you're in Canada or the US, there is a bonus giveaway going on. And the link to it's in the description box under the video. And,
Link in chat too.
yeah, and Chris is posting a link in the chat. One of my besties is giving away the Trinity Stamps card making sketchbook. So we'll draw a winner during this live. So you need to be in the chat to claim it. And then she will ship out that sketchbook to one of you guys, which is super awesome. It's just a bonus little Merry Christmas gift. Okay. Okay. Really, I think a lot of us, especially in like creative spaces, a lot are introverted. And in fact, a lot of content creators, and not just in card making, in a lot of very popular YouTubers that are very introverted. It is a million times easier to talk to a camera than it is to talk to people in real life. I can do both. I can talk to people in real life too, but I usually have to cry first. It's awful. But then once I get over it and I've like officially made a complete fool of myself, then I'm fine. Like, and it usually involves a lot of F-bombs. Yeah, I can't help it. I've literally trained myself over the years to not utter those on camera. Every once in a while one slips, but not in my edited videos. But yeah, people that meet me in real life, I swear like a trucker. Can't help it. It's good stress relief, man. Okay, thread. Back to what I was doing. We'll just keep adding our little bits of thread. Being at Crete was hysterical. Oh, it was fun. It was very overwhelming. Like, that was my very first real, well, technically, in a lot of years. I had done some other events way back. Like, again, 15 plus years ago. Create was my first, like, in-person event. That was something else. It was a lot of fun, though. I got to meet so many cool people and just... Yeah. Yeah, my friend Christy was in the chat. She was there with me. She can attest. Some of it was just insane. But yeah. It was fun. And people have been asking if they do, like, whenever the next Create is, whenever it may be, I do plan on going. There's something special about being in a room with a bunch of other people that understand the insanity. So that alone was worth it. It was fun, just, you know, because everyone around you, they all get it. You all get it. You know, you get it. You understand how fun it is and why we all do this for whatever reasons. And yeah, it's super cool. It was just very overwhelming. Cause yeah, I'm a nobody. I'm not famous. I'm not cool. And that one makes me scratch my head. People actually being excited to meet me. I'm like, really? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure it's not my friend Ricky? You know, my boy Ricky here? There was a few times I shoved him in front and then I ran off. That was good. It was like, yeah, everyone's excited to see Ricky, and then I can just go hide somewhere. So yeah. Okay. Got that one. We're getting into the home stretch, I hope. I keep forgetting to put the lid back on my glue. Ooh, these ornaments would be lovely in rainbow. Oh yeah, these would look gorgeous in rainbow. Ugh. That would be, yeah, that would look really fun to do, like red, orange, yellow, green, you know, do, oh, yeah. 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 If I wasn't on a live, because that would take up a lot more space and a little bit more time. Not really, but also now we're at this point, so, but yes. They would look beautiful in rainbow colors. Oh. Should have done that. I should have. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But I'm still going to add splatter. So that'll work. Let's do some splatter. So my Gonzai Tombi, Starry Colors. This guy, while he doesn't look like it, I have hit pan on him. So I do actually need to get another one. I just add a bit of water. Because metallic watercolors, you need to add some water, let it sit for just a little bit so it can start penetrating, so you can get it to a proper consistency. I have threads everywhere, die cuts everywhere. Let's move some of these things so I don't lose them, because if we do the splatter now, I can let it dry before we finish these cards. Okay, these guys I'm setting aside because these are going to go on the insides of the cards. I didn't forget about them. There's always a method to the madness. What's the longest time you can do YouTube? I thought there was a time limit. There is no time limit. We could stay on here all day.
There are live streams that go forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some lives that have been running for ever, really.
There's one I tune into every once in a while. It's just like a webcam in the Namib Desert in Africa.
That's right, and because there's also that one, because they rescued that dude. Because it was a webcam somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I forget exactly where, but it was meant for like bear watching or something.
Yeah.
And I forget where it was, but it's online 24/7. And this dude was lost hiking and he came across it. So he started talking to the camera. He's like, please help me, yada, yada. And the people watching were able to connect with emergency services and rescued him. That was just like a few months ago.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, yeah, there's some lives that run 24/7.
It's also weird that there's just a camera out in the middle of nowhere that's connected to the internet.
I know, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so we got gold watercolors. Mixing them all together with my little fan brush. These are linked in the description box below. So use my little fan brush and add some splatter because it makes me happy. Yep. And then we'll do this on the blue one. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, and I forgot. As is the new tradition. That is also one of the things I do love about doing this as a job, because some of y'all you just get it, you know? You guys are, some of y'all are as petty as I am. And I love it. Okay, so we got the gold splatter. I can set that back. Let that dry. We're just gonna set this whole thing. Nope. Go back in your home. Stop it.
There you go.
Stay. Just stay. Okay. Card bases. Card bases are needed. I was just gonna do standard A2 white card bases. That one looks weird. I don't know why. Okay. Thank you so much, Connie. I really appreciate it. Joanne, I get scared to splatter because I don't want to ruin my card. I understand that. I do. You get comfortable with it after a while, and then you just go with it. You know?
Just like Bob Ross adding a cabin to a perfect landscape.
Yes. Yeah. You just commit. You know? But start small. You get more comfortable. When I first started doing splatter a million years ago, yeah, I was much more hesitant, you know, because that's just it. I would see people do it in videos, and it's like, how do you get it to go where you want it to? You don't. You don't. You just do it. And then once you start, it becomes addictive. And I have zero regrets encouraging that addiction with people. None whatsoever. Like, the more people who splatter, the better. And it's a good way, too, when you've made an oops. You know, you got a smear somewhere, something didn't go the way you wanted to, it's not die cut perfectly, whatever. It's like, just add some splatter. It distracts the eye. And this was the same thing I was going to use. This is the Trinity stamp Insider Sentiments Christmas. There's lots. It's hard to see on camera, but there's lots. And I have it linked below, and the unpaid intern will probably add it to the chat if he's actually paying attention. You're paying attention?
What do I mean?
The Insider Sentiment stamp set. It's listed.
Yes, it is.
It's a good set. The set, as of starting the live, was in stock. The coordinating die set wasn't, but the stamp set is, and it's great. I love it. And I'm gonna do the sentiment, but I wanted to add. I'm just gonna kind of do that. Oh yeah, so it just fits. Perfection. Love it. Love it. So the sentiment, I'm gonna stamp with, where did I put it? Did I not pull it out? It's straight. First off, make sure it's straight. And then, Stardust ink. I think I linked that in the supplies as well. This is my go-to kind of gold ink color that isn't actually metallic ink. I love metallic ink. Honeybee has a great one. Delicata makes a beautiful gold metallic ink. I don't like using it for like sentiments on the insides of cards because it does take a while to dry. Like metallic inks, that's just the nature of them. They're beautiful. I love them. But you either got to heat set them or let them dry for like ever. So for things like the insides of cards, I ain't got time for that. So I use Concord 9 Stardust ink because it's just kind of the closest shade to gold without getting into metallic pigments. There we go. So quick, easy. Don't need to heat set this or, you know, smear it because that's generally the concern. I don't mind letting things dry or heat setting them, whatever. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not paying enough attention and I smear it. And then I got to redo my card base or whatever it is I was doing, you know, and it's just annoying. But that was that. Okay. Yeah, I always got to do the insides of my cards. Where were we talking about this recently? Somebody was talking about it again. I forget where. And I was saying, when I first started making cards, again, over 20 years ago, back then, I used to make like a lot of cards and I would sell them because I had 2 little kids. Well, actually, no, I only had 1 kid when I started making cards. This was a lifetime ago. And I did not have a crafting budget whatsoever. Like, I was very young at the time, all the things. So I would sell my cards. A couple local places would let me sell my cards there. And one of them I actually worked at. I used to work at a video store, kind of like Blockbuster, but it was a different place that sold, like, we rented out movies and sold bulk food and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I got to sell my cards there. So I was there when people would buy them. And that was the first thing they would always do, is they would pull a card out of the box and open it up and look at the inside. And back then, I didn't put anything on the inside. And they would always look at me like, there's nothing here. So I was like, fine then. I'll put something on the inside. And I did. And I would save all that money because the places that let me sell my cards, again, this was 20 years ago. It's not like this anymore. But they would let me keep all the money. Which back then I was selling my cards for, like, they were very, very simple, very basic. And I would sell them for like $2 a card. And again, we're Canadian, so we call them toonies. We'd get my toonies and loonies, and I'd have a little envelope, and I would put every card to make. I would set aside that money. And once I got up to, you know, a good chunk of change, which didn't usually take very long, I would order new stamps, more inks, you know. That was my crafty budget. And I just kept doing it. And who knows? I honestly don't know how many cards I sold. I used to keep track. I don't have that little notebook anymore, but I used to keep track because, again, I'm OCD. So every single penny I made, and I would reinvest it into more card making supplies. So yeah, there we go. Let's reinforce. And that's why I always put and that's just what started it. And then it's just, I've never stopped. My cards are not done until there's something on the inside, because that's, you know. But yes, you always, for those of us that are making the cards, we put, you know, write our message, everything. But for me, it's become such a habit that I literally cannot finish a card until the inside is done. So, thank you, Jameen. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So yeah, even if it's just a little stamp sentiment, a die cut, a little bit of pattern paper, depending on what I'm doing. You know, it always depends. But yeah, so I got the insides, got a little sentiment, got an ornament. What is the splatter is just about dry. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Let me I've got like the mess. I have such a mess going on here. And okay, this is a very long live. Good Lord, I am sorry, you guys. I did not plan on this being this long today. We were having fun talking about snacks and NASA.
Snassa.
Snassa. Yeah, fun times. Fun times. Just crazy. I had legit meant to keep this like a much shorter series, especially because of that giveaway. I was like, oh, I'm going to make this like one of my shortest lives ever to, you know, not keep people hanging. And it's like, let's add thread and splatter and oh, yeah. Anyway. Okay. Stacking up these die cuts, because these will give the sentiment some dimension. I'm honestly glad. It's weird for me. You know, I'm the one sitting behind the camera, and I don't know. It's hard to kind of phrase it properly in words. It's weird for me that you guys want to spend time with me and spend a chunk of time with me. Like, I don't mind, being on, you know, going so long, etc. And also, even though I am doing this as a job, yes, because this is my job, but I also I don't like restricting myself, you know, like I must be, you know, I start my live at this time and I must be done by this time, unless, you never know, like there might be times I have to be done by a certain time because I got some sort of commitment, yada yada, whatever. But it is weird for me that you guys want to hang out with me. It's weird. Because, yeah, I'm always the outsider. I'm the loner. And it just is what it is. So, anywho. But yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoy it, and I appreciate it. I do. I really do. And it's fun. Um, and thank you, Geraldine. I like that. Anyone else procrastinating? Me. Even while I'm doing this, I'm always there's always something I'm procrastinating on. Always. 24/7. I have so many emails I need to deal with, and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it. I have too much other things I need to deal with. There's always something. I am the queen of procrastination. That has been, I tried to I have to accept it. I've been like that since I was a kid. Like, I lost count of the amount of times I would literally be up the night before a major project was due at school, and I'd be writing an essay at 3 in the morning. And then if I'm being honest, lying through my teeth to the teacher. It was like, I lost my rough draft because I typed the whole thing up because I hated that. That was one thing I hated. I hated having to provide a rough draft and a first copy, and I always just made up some ridiculous excuse saying like I lost them because I just typed it up, just like I do with everything. Just stream of conscious, type things up.
I can't believe they used to make us do that stuff.
I know, right? And the one time that I felt really good, I forget what the essay was about, but I remember being up the night before and 3 in the morning, and I typed up the entire thing. I forget what it was about. And yeah, I wrote out some completely total BS excuse why I didn't have, like, that I, why I lost the first draft, rough draft, all the things. Typed it all up, sent it, and I got, like, it was like 98% or something. And I remember the teacher writing, she's like, this is college level, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah. And that made my procrastination worse. I learned nothing. Because I was like, if I can do this while procrastinating, how far can I push off the next project?
Forever.
But also in my case, I will give myself a little bit of slack because back then, and this is not something to talk about, but back then I was also like living on my own and working full time and going to high school. I know, it was nuts, but I was working the graveyard shift at 7-Eleven. So I used to work midnight to 8, go to school from 9 to 3, go home, sleep, and I would do my homework at 7-Eleven because it was the graveyard shift. So it was usually not very busy. And yeah, I'd be sitting at the little tables doing my homework, working. Again, a previous life. Okay. It's that one. Yeah, so the sentiments have a bit of dimension. Oof. What is the name of the shelves that you bought that hold oxide sprays? Those ones are not IKEA, because somebody had asked me about one of the other shelves. The shelves that are holding, they're just clear acrylic shelves meant for nail polish. So you can kind of Google that, and yeah, another maker clued me into those a while ago. And that's what she used. And I was like, oh, those are perfect. Because, yeah, they're like the perfect depth for sprays. So I got those and then screwed them into the wall. And yeah. It's a weird feeling to get rewarded for bad behavior. I know, right? Cursive is definitely something that, yeah, like my kids have been taught it in school, but it varies, obviously. We're not even going to get into that discussion about like the state of education of our children. Up here, we got still, for the most part, decent
Public
education.
school in Canada is
Yeah, Canadian public school
pretty good.
is good. And my kids, I was still surprised though that, you know, they're being taught. It's changed though, like, because again, I have children that are adults and we have children that are younger. So I've actually experienced some different shifts in how things were taught. And my older ones weren't taught cursive. It kind of was going away. And then the younger ones have been taught it. And I get a kick out of it when I see them write in cursive. I don't know. I just, because you don't see it very often, you know? And especially, yeah, it was Caitlin was the one. Because she was like, it's like magic, you know? Writing in cursive.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it kind of is. It's not common anymore. But, yeah. Yeah, Mari would definitely know. 'Cause, yeah, Mari used to be a teacher. Yeah, I think it does too. That would depend on the teacher's preferences, and some of the younger teachers, which, yeah, because some of the younger teachers are close to my adult children's ages now. You know, it's bizarre for me. Some days I feel very old, and other days I feel like I'm still like 12. It's nuts. Are you going to be using the rock candy from Tim Holtz? I eventually might. I have, oh yeah, you guys can see it. I did purchase more than one bottle of the limited edition bottle. The rock candy glitter itself is not limited edition. It's existed. I have some ideas. Will I use it this year? Most likely no. I have some plans, but even if I don't, they're beautiful on display. They're beautiful on display. And yeah, but I have some ideas, but I know I definitely won't be able to get to them this year. Most likely not. Maybe for next year. Tim Holtz posted some, and that's what made me order extra. He'd got these little like plastic skeletons from like the dollar store somewhere. I don't know. And like he painted them in rainbow colors, in a rainbow of colors, you know, with distress paint. And then he, tinted the glitter, which he's shown in videos. And then they were all like rainbow glittery skeletons. And I was like, darn it. Add to cart. Ordered more glitter. Did I get skeletons? No. Will I next year? Probably. Because I was like, oh, a rainbow banner of little skeletons that are glittery to hang up. I got ideas, man. So anyway. Exactly. I need one bottle to display and one to use. I have 3 bottles. I couldn't help it. I needed it. Anyway. Okay. Look at that. We are in the home stretch. We're doing it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's let's get this done, my friends. Okay. Give me a second. That's a good thing. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's get that guy. And I made sure I got the peach ornament. Put the right card front on the card base. Not like it's really the end of the world, but, you know, trying to keep it matchy-matchy. There we go. We're just adhering it. Again, you could totally pop this up with foam tape. I had linked the foam tape because I was planning on it, and then it just... Oi. I don't mind this going long, but we actually do have a couple errands we need to run. I did order a few groceries for pickup. See if we can get the sugar.
Yeah.
I'm worried that's what I'm getting. We paused this regular Juju program. I'm worried that I'm getting emails of them saying, oh, they didn't. No.
Are they out?
Yep.
Dang it.
Darn it.
Why do they even have it on
Oh, I was so hoping. Freaking sugar shortage. Well, I guess I'll be running an errand for nothing. That's fun. That's annoying. I was looking forward to that. I thought I had lucked out and actually got my hands on some sugar. Christmas baking is going to look very interesting this year. That sucks.
It's gonna be a lot of
Fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
That's basically it, you know? Darn it all. I had so hoped. That sucks. That really sucks. But yeah. Okay. You want to pick winners for the cards?
For the cards?
Yes.
Alright.
Actually, before we do the cards, let's do the winner for, because they need to be in the chat. Let's pick the winner for the sketchbook, which I'll get to in a second, because first let's show these cards. The cards are done, you guys.
Very beautiful.
So there's my finished cards. Just like so. There we go. So yeah, I can kind of zoom in a little bit and then I can switch back over. So let me go, dope. There's me again, hurro hurro. We'll put the cards like that. And let's pick the random winner of
The sketchbook.
Card Maker Sketchbook. And then he's just going to use a random number generator. And we'll pick that. And hopefully the winner is in the chat.
Yves Mercier from Quebec.
Eve in Quebec, are you in the chat? Because otherwise we'll keep picking a winner until we get someone. But we'll give you a minute or two to respond. And while we're waiting, if you do the card one, because you can just do it, that one is fine. So yeah, Eve in Quebec, hoping you're oh, she is. I saw it. Good luck, Eve. Yes, this was you. So you're getting the Trinity Stamps card making sketchbook. I very much appreciate it. And I very much appreciate my bestie for doing this little extra bonus like Christmas giveaway. So love it. Love it. So I will be giving her your mailing address and we will get this mailed out very soon. And then for the cards.
For the cards we have just one.
Yeah, he's getting the random yay. So yay, Eve. That makes me happy. I'm glad. That's fun. I wish I could give things away to like everyone, just have like a, warehouse full in a perfect world,
And
but
the card winners are Kathy Roller and Shauna Haskins.
Shauna Haskins and Kathy Roller.
Kathy's from Peru.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm mailing one of these to Peru. That's kind of cool. That's super fun. Okay. So I will mail out the cards. I will be mailing out these with last week's live. I haven't mailed those out yet. I'll be hopefully doing that this week along with, because I'm mailing out a bunch of cards for my Patreon supporters. So I'll be doing a lot of mailing this week, which is typical. That's fine. But yeah, thank you guys so very much. I'm literally like fully deflated. I was so hoping we would get that sugar. Yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys in the States, I don't know where exactly that warehouse or the manufacturer is up here.
For sugar, that'd be Rogers.
Is it through Rogers? So
Yeah, that that there's that mill downtown that does flour.
Yeah.
They do all confectionery things in Canada.
do they?
Yeah.
And is that where the strike is? Like there, or is it
I
other?
don't
There
know.
must be other places. Anyway, it's strikes at the manufacturing facility, which, hey, people need to be paid what they're worth. And manufacturing jobs are insane. But yeah, there's like major strikes and we have a massive sugar shortage right before Christmas. Like all the stores are sold out. It's anxiety inducing because yeah, we do extra baking at Christmas and it's Nuts. We've been to a few places now and we can't get sugar at all. No brown sugar, no white sugar. It's out.
We're going to go
everywhere.
on a sugary adventure here.
Yeah, we're going to go on a little adventure because I had ordered from a store that said they had it in stock, and I just got the notification during live that the rest of my order is there, which was like, dry pasta and basics, pantry basics. So we're going to go on an adventure and see if we can find some sugar.
Yep.
We have to venture out into the human world. I'm not looking forward to it now. I was like, yeah, I won. I got the sugar.
You did.
I was so proud of myself.
But unfortunately, alas.
I'm not surprised. I'm sweating. Whew. These lives are a lot. But anyway, thank you guys so much. After and the unpaid intern too. And yeah, I will be doing the social media stuff like I always do, taking the photos and posting all the things. That'll be a little later after our adventure that I'm now don't even want to leave the house for, but I paid for those at groceries, so I have to go do it. Yeah. So that'll be fun. And yeah, we're gonna keep hunting down sugar. Like one of the kids, Costco might. I don't know. We'll see. We might. Oh, Costco on a Sunday. Worst.
Yes.
They had it earlier.
Well,
They might be sold out though, because I was just at Costco 2 days ago and they were sold out too. I need sugar for baking. I make shortbread cookies
Yes.
and muffins. Like, oh, the shortbread. I make Scottish shortbread,
I love
which
the
is
shortbread.
nothing but sugar and butter. We need to get more butter.
Yes, we do.
Yes. We need to get stuff for Christmas baking. So yeah, wishing all. I need all the positive thoughts. Hopefully, I get more sugar. I have some. I just don't have very much. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me, and we'll just see what happens with the sugar situation. It's like it just starts inducing my anxiety because I'm like, oh no, oh dear, do we need sugar? Not necessarily, but I like doing my Christmas baking. I'm annoyed. But yeah, we'll see. It's been sold out here for a while. Like, the stores are bare. It's like the great toilet paper shortage. Now it's the great sugar shortage.
Oh, that was the worst.
The toilet paper was insane. I will never forget that. Walking into Costco and the lineups from the back of the warehouse out the door to get toilet paper.
Yeah.
And the fist fights that broke out in Costco over toilet paper. Like, the world we live in now is bizarre. Toilet paper, and now it's sugar. It's an adventure. It's an adventure. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And yeah, these were fun. As of right now, pretty much the links to everything is in the description box below. And I will be updating them after our adventure. And we'll see what happens with the great sugar shortage that seems to be, at least it doesn't seem to be super widespread, because a bunch of people are saying
Yeah, the U.S.
even
is
Calgary,
perfectly fine.
someone said, she's like, our Calgary one has tons.
Yeah.
So let's just hope it's literally only restricted to just our area and isn't going to be a widespread thing. We'll see. It's nuts. It's complete and total bonkers, and it just kind of stresses me out because it just makes my anxiety like go through the roof. And yeah, the cost of butter, it has skyrocketed. Everything has, honestly. That's a whole other conversation. But I appreciate you guys, and stay tuned. I have videos coming. I had another one I was already working on before today's live, so that'll be coming probably tomorrow. Because I have a feeling that after, besides the live alone just is sort of exhausting, it's a lot of emotional energy. But now I have to venture out into the public, and that alone exhausts me. So we'll see what happens. But I'll come home and we'll deal with all this and the photos and the social medias and all the things that I do. I'll do that later, and I will talk to you guys later. And thank you, all of it. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys rock. This is fun. I enjoy our crazy conversations about NASA and snacks and cocaine and all of it, all of it. It's nuts, you know. And I appreciate it. So I will talk to you guys later. Yeah, we definitely got to run. We're getting close to the pickup time. So yeah, I will be chatting with you guys later, and I'll keep you updated on my my sugar adventures. Because if it's not one thing, it's another. So, mwah, I'll see you guys later.